James isn't here.
It's just
James
James
is
that we're
not
missing,
here yet.
yes.
Assassin's already sick.
I'm actually surprised James isn't here. He said he finished at 3 today when I saw him.
I
Who
mean,
knows? They
it's...
can show up
But he
late.
also said he was going somewhere. I'm not sure if he meant he was going somewhere today.
Yeah,
after
they might have
work.
been doing something else after work.
I mean, James is a law unto themselves.
I saw him this morning.
Yeah, but they're still a
'Cause
law
I'm on the
unto
bus.
themselves.
That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
You see them 10 minutes ago and it might be something different.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay, now we're
there's normal time and then there's James time.
Yeah, but not normally James says like, they'll be running a bit late.
Usually, yeah.
They're
Running late.
or they're not going to be here.
Now,
Yeah.
like, okay. We're good.
Alright, I think everything's good on our side as well then.
More wiki updates? Oh yeah.
To be fair, it's just me using the spare time to actually add things to it, because I've been focusing on the base code.
Fair.
Which, for those watching who have coding experience, dear God, trying to
Tiny
hide a
tails.
Slugify view is surprisingly a pain that I finally gave up. Cause,
I know several people who know coding. If you
I
really
mean-
need it, I can poke them.
The last time I did actually any coding was over a decade ago. So languages have probably changed since then.
No, it's fine. We're just gonna keep the Slugify field. I was hoping to have it, or the slug field. I was hoping to have it Slugify the title like we do in the blog section, but whatever. This is the problem with using third-party libraries is, or third-party apps. But to be fair, I wasn't gonna build a wiki all the way from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
It's already learning the rest of the web design. Anyway, so that's fine. Now you just have to put in the for those interested, the slug is the thing that pops up in the actual like wiki destination. You know, like wiki / this - article - here.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the slug is. So you have to manually put
Trail.
that in. So I don't know. Make sure for anyone I give permissions to do wiki stuff, just make sure your slugs match the title.
Go.
Fair enough.
I mean, I would have
I
told that
will not be
pathway.
doing. I will not be doing the slug things.
Oh,
You'll
yeah, you
be-
will. Fader's already filled
You're-
up with slugs.
Well, you will if you want to actually make the article, because the slug field is a requirement to the creation of the article.
I'll figure it out.
Why can't it be like fandom.com where you just type in the name of the thing and then fill in the Wikipedia page?
I've already said this to them. But no, they want to make their own website.
I successfully made my own website.
Yeah, you have to the making it is done.
Mm.
It is get the content in there.
And I can now add that to my CV.
Web
Hell yeah.
designer.
Has made
Web
it.
designer.
You know, adding, oh, I used a fan wiki and I just filled out content isn't as impressive as I built my own website from scratch by myself.
Yeah, not wrong.
I mean,
No, I like to think that I contributed.
I mean, I used to build websites in Notepad and then just chuck them onto a thing and just see if it worked.
Yeah, but Ben, you're talking about static websites, not dynamic
No,
Python-based websites.
they were
else
dynamic
we
at the
thought?
time, but this, like I say, this was over 10 years ago, and dynamic websites weren't a thing.
Yeah, it's 10 years ago when just
Anyway,
a page
guys,
or a picture is a dynamic
Are
website.
we live? By the way?
Yeah, we've been live for about
Yes,
5 minutes.
Yeah, everyone's learning about the new Alterra website that's still in beta until I've done several updates to it.
I mean,
Yeah.
technically it's still in alpha.
Yeah, too.
Why would it be an alpha instead of beta?
Because alpha goes before beta.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did alpha. Alpha was the before I gave it to you guys.
No, building the website is still in alpha. Beta is when when it gets tested out.
Yeah, beta is when you're mostly happy with it. To be
It is currently being tested out. That's what you bloody assholes are supposed to be doing. Go use the website.
I didn't get told this memo. I haven't seen the website yet.
I will destroy this somehow.
So for Ben's the only one who's been contributing so far, which thank you, Ben. I always appreciate it.
It's fine.
What next on my list is actually trying to get a better nav page for that wiki, because I agree with you, it is a
Yeah.
pain.
What they're saying is I'm the only one that's known about it so far.
Yeah.
I was relying on
You're
Ben
the only
to
one
explaining it.
To be fair, I saw you post about the website in the Discord, and I literally looked at it and went back to sleep.
That's very fair. If anyone listening, you're under no obligations to actually review it.
There you
This
are.
is my own personal vanity project.
No, you're not. Wolfie, stop being directly contradictory.
But with that, we have hit our 5-pass mark of chewing.
Yep.
It's rare that the DM gets to do it, so you suckers.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the world of Alterra. We're on episode 39 today.
Yes, I got it right!
Steam fueled hijinks.
39.
Oh, God.
We're 30 away from it being a nice show.
Nice.
It means we're over half a year already into this campaign.
Oh,
Yeah.
Christ.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember these are weekly.
Even
That's over 39 weeks, and that's we had breaks and
We've
one
had
shot.
breaks
Yeah, I
and
was
miniseries
going to
in
say
between them.
we've had like a couple week long breaks in this.
We've had at least 7 weeks missed, so yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, speaking of break, I'm pretty sure the last 2 weeks of Friday of October, not last week, 2 weeks of Friday, the last 2 weeks of October, we will also be taking a break. So if anyone wants to run a 2-week one shot, I will not be here. Feel free to run something.
Cool.
You can have a
Where you going?
month to discuss it.
That's a good call on having them up. I might.
James, we're live. We're not doxing people.
God, James, learn basic internet security already. God damn.
I mean,
I don't know things.
Like stranger danger. Learn stranger danger.
they're
I
going
don't do that.
someplace, sometime, somewhere.
Anyway, we're 6 past now. You're no more chewing, James. That's it. I'm sorry, you used up all the time for that.
You guys fucking called me on it. Like,
Anyway, what will the party get up to today? I've
No,
got,
fuck
who knows?
no.
I have
I
no
know.
Many
idea.
mistakes.
Look, I got
What's his
stat
name?
blocks and maps. We'll find out.
Stat
With
I
blocks.
that-
gotta get in roll 20 first.
That sounds like a good title name for an episode as well. Stat blocks.
Wolfie, say hi.
Howdy!
Oh God, so loud. Zormir, say hi.
Hi.
Fukyu, say hi.
Hello there.
Gwen, say hi.
hello.
The point, aka, you saw nothing. Say hi.
I refuse.
I
That
was
is
waiting
the
for that
correct
one.
answer. Well done, you win. You win today's prize of.
Loot box, loot box, loot box.
A loot
You
box.
didn't
Give him a loot box.
It's only a
You win
bronze
your
loot
standard
box,
Destiny
though,
point.
and You already have everything.
Yay.
Who's missing from Roll20? Lou Grim, say hi.
Hi.
And then is it just Fade, say hi? 7. Yeah, Fade, say hi.
I said hi.
No, it doesn't hear you. 1
No, nothing came through.
Hi.
Your DM, Chris
Google's being a
McKenzie.
dick.
Hello, welcome. Let's get into the shenanigans. Where were we? Landing? I believe we're on landing. Previously on Alterra, the party met a smoke genie. The party subsequently got into troubles with the smoke genie. The smoke genie has gone and is seemingly planning a heist down into some secret treasure vault.
And it's followed by
with-
a lamp.
It's being followed with a lamp within Iron Core, and all the way at the bottom of Iron Core, Zormir is learning the arts of fire giant smithery.
Hmm.
It is going well. They are learning a lot. They are learning a lot about primordial fire crafting. They are learning a tiny little bit about arcane because primordial fire crafting has nothing to do with arcane.
Also, most of us got arrested for various reasons, some of which actually weren't the normal people's faults for once.
They bribed their way out of it. Quite impressive. Quite a series of bribery. So with that, let us start, I guess, back up with the cliffhanger for last week, which is Fukyu, currently in the interior office area of the Smoke Genie's drug lab tent. We're just gonna call that. That's effectively what. Well, I guess it wasn't a lab. They were just a drug-consuming tent.
He's cracked then.
Yep.
Is his smoke den. And is just watched a curious case of the smoke genie get into some sort of scuba suit, enter into what appears to almost be a decontamination tent within the office, connect themselves up to some ropes, open a flap in the floor, which has then immediately filled the decontamination room with fog and smoke from the foundry below, and has disappeared from sight, leaving Fukyu in this cluttered office filled with some chests. That quick peek through the nearest ones shows just miscellaneous glassware, smoke pellets, paper document written in Primordial, which I don't believe you understand,
Nope.
as well as a small bench set to one side, which contained a smaller open chest that the smoke genie took a scroll from and cast invisibility on themselves. You are unaware yet of what the other scrolls contain.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of just sheets covered here and there, a couple of cloth cupboards effectively built into the tent that you have yet to open. What would you like to do in your back office of a smoke and drug tent?
So, is there like a sort of an A-frame going above the hole in the floor with the rope?
Yes, it is inside the decontamination tent,
Right. Okay.
which is inside the office.
Okay.
There's a rope going
Yeah.
down, isn't there?
But it's currently obscured. Everything inside that little tent at the back of the office is obscured by smoke from underneath.
So Foggy is going to walk gingerly over to where the genie opened the flap.
Why do you always play ginger characters?
I don't always play ginger characters. He's walking gingerly.
Play red. Yeah.
It means his feet are ginger.
Yeah. He's got hairy ginger feet.
So he has
disguise self as effects, you know.
Okay. Sure.
There was a hobbit in his
He's a
relation
Nazir.
somewhere.
He was previously a halfling, yeah. He got hit by the same curse as Veth. Yeah, so he's walking tenderly over to the hole now.
The hole in the floor.
Yeah, the hole in the floor.
This would be inside the like see-through plastic decontamination tent. So there is a flap on the front of that tent.
Go, try to stealthily open it and try and not make too much noise.
Now remember, on the other inside that tent, on the other side of that flat is hot, very humid, thick, ashy smoke that has filled up that entire chamber. Are you taking any precautions? Are you trying to hold your breath as you go in there?
He's just gonna hold his breath.
He's got a
You
lamp
are-
on his head.
You are effectively going into what you can imagine is a room filled of not just regular smoke, but like burning
Volcanic
ash smoke.
ash.
Yeah, volcanic ash smoke.
So definitely hold your breath, otherwise you basically blend your lungs. If this
Yep,
is
so
accurate
he's-
to real life.
Yeah, so he's pulled the dagger out and holding his breath and gone into the tent.
Advanced smoke. I will require a constitution check, but since you did proactively hold your breath, you will have advantage doing this. But this will mostly cover also stuff like your eyes burning if you're trying to see. Also just how well you managed to actually hold your breath while going into there, as you're suddenly hit by the humidity and heat that has just built into this room.
I'll take the 23.
Which, being the immortal goblin that you are, ashy smoke, please, this is nothing. You regularly go diving through fire pits for some reason.
Well, he is an arsonist, so
He stage dives campfires for no reason.
yeah. And he's gonna like try feel his way to find the rope, and then with his dagger just start cutting through it.
And what is your constitution modifier? How long have you got to find this rope?
That is a
+2, so it's 2 minutes, I believe.
I used that.
It's 1 plus your con mod.
Or was it 1 plus?
It's
3
so-
minutes.
So it'd be 3
so
minutes.
you can hold your breath if you take a deep breath for 1 plus your con modifier in minutes, minimum of 1 minute.
Cool.
If you don't have a breath, if you don't take a deep breath, you can hold your breath for a number of rounds equal to 1 plus your con modifier. Then you start drowning or suffocating.
Now, given this is a very small, probably 5 by 5 foot tent, you easily find what you're looking for within those 3 minutes. And you find the chassis, and you can, as you're in there, while there's still this kind of crackling sound in the air, you've focusing are able to pinpoint the kind of high-pitched wail or scream of the rope actually kind of like spinning down. It's not going particularly fast, but it's still kind of stretching and giving off a bit of a squirming sound to it. You find it.
You noise you get when a tire swing is like quite taut, right?
A little bit of a squeakiness
So
to it.
Yeah.
Is it kind of like a pulley going down? So it's going from like a coil of rope above ground, and then he's just lowering himself down, or how's it? Work?
Yes. Yes. He is descending upon the roll of rope.
So he's got the roll of rope with him, or is it still above ground?
No, so it is above ground, and it is, as you're imagining it, one of those like lowering rope kind of. There's like a handle slowly spinning to your like. Yes, there you are.
Right, so
Kind
it's
of
got a
winch. Yeah, winch.
winch on it. Yeah. Okay. So it's just slowly going, yeah?
Yep.
Is there like a button on it just to put into free fall?
Ooh, give me an investigation check, as you wouldn't be able to see in the obscuring smoke. You'd have to feel around for it,
Investigation.
if there is.
It makes
So
sense. There's like
would that be
latch
a
or
flat
something.
or would there be a disadvantage?
I'm gonna say flat.
Flat.
Because there's something preventing you actually touching it. It's not hot or anything.
15?
15? Okay. There's not so much a button, but there is a almost like a gear system to the side that is kind of clipped in place. That if you were to unclip it, would stop the resistance that the rope is currently feeding to the figure beneath it.
It's like on an abseil.
So, yeah, he's essentially just going to pull the lever then and hopefully it goes into free fall or it might stop. One or the other.
You're gonna lock it open.
Yeah.
Can you take the winch as well? We could use that.
Okay, it goes into free fall for about a second. You can kind of feel the movement of air off the handle just spinningly rotating for a second or two before it suddenly stops.
Okay.
Given that the flap isn't, it's kind of like an overlapping flap. It's not designed to be soundproof, just
right
it's
back.
designed that if you put pressure on it from beneath, it won't open.
Okay.
So the flaps are kind of pointing downwards so that any pressure upwards seals the hole, but if you go into it from above, you'll be able to slip through it.
Cool.
But from that, you, with your passive perception, you don't hear a Wilhelm scream or a thud or any commotion from below. The rope just stops.
Okay.
He is a genie. He's probably frozen it or done some weird thing.
Yeah. In that case, I'm going to put my head out, take another breath, then go back in and quickly try cut through the rope.
Okay. Yeah, this is a rudimentary an activity. You're able to easily do so. You always keep a well-sharpened knife on you, and you are an experienced adventurer. If there's one thing you've learned, it's how to cut things.
Oh, he's got his dagger on it. He's like I say, he's got the criminal background. He's gonna know what to do.
Yep. And you make quick work of that. You cut through it in mere seconds. Are you letting the rope just fall away down
Yep.
through the hole? Are you okay? As it just slithers out of your grasp. As far as you're aware, it has vanished, given that you do not have line of sight in the room.
Cool. And then I'm gonna try close the flap.
How would you like to try and close the flap? Like I said, it's one of those kind of overlapping pieces of slightly thick fabric that is designed in such a way that any pressure from the bottom bit pushes up and closes it, but any pressure from the top just opens it up.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you attempting to do? There isn't like a zip or anything.
No, it uses friction to keep itself closed. Like fuck, you would have seen the genie open it up and like just flap it open or whatever. So he would have gone to where.
You would have actually, well, I guess it
You
doesn't
saw the
fill
actual
until
flap.
he goes through.
Mhm.
So that's fair. You would have seen him open it because then it fills with smoke.
Mm-hmm. So then he would have like tried to remember roughly where he was standing, and like kneel down, try feel for the flap, and then like slide it or flip it back over.
Flip it back over. How are you imagining you do so?
So
Because it's multiple like thingies off flap. What's I think of a good analogy for what,
I'm just
what
going to
exists in
quickly
your
draw.
life.
So I'm imagining it sort of like a hole like that, and then a flap of fabric sort of like that, and then that'll flip over to cover it like that.
So it's almost like a maw in that there's multiple like teeth to the pieces of fabric that are overlapping each other.
Oh, is it like you know those like metal doors that you'd get on like in like old sci-fi like submarine type thing?
There's a real plastic thing like it in real life. I just have no idea what it would be called.
Yeah, I know. I think I know. I think I know what you're meaning.
So is it kind of got segments like a zip, like that?
Oh, Lou, your camera's on, but it's also frozen. But
Either way, the fundamental point here is that there is no way to seal it from the material itself. It was not designed to be sealable from both ways or to be reversed. Or
So
technically, it could be reversed, but then the smoke would actually push upwards. So, is there anything else you'd like to do? If you want to seal it, you need to get something either to cover it with and kind of
I mean,
like
at the
connect
minute,
it.
I'm just wanting to close it. All I'm wanting to do is close it at the moment.
Well, that's the thing. It's just a mall. It is no open or closed unless you put pressure on it. The air and smoke currently in the room is what filled up when he initially opened it, and there is nowhere to vent. So it is currently overlapped, and for all intents and purposes, it is closed unless pressure is put on it.
I'm confused. I don't
it's
know
already basically closed. It's just like a thing that seals itself automatically. Is what I think he's getting at.
Imagine a piece of fabric in the ground, and you cut a star into it. Like you just do like a 7-pointed. You just put a couple crisscrossing cuts. That's effectively what it looks like.
It's basically a valve.
Yeah, it's
Right. Okay.
But once it's open, unless you close it from the other side.
No, it's already it auto closes. Essentially, but you can still like thread stuff through it.
it's a one-way door.
We don't know how this works. Doors
No.
are confusing.
I'm very
I'd like a
confused of
picture
what.
about this now.
Yeah, I'm very confused of what you're trying to describe, because in my mind it was literally just a hole in the floor with a cover.
And that is fine. We're gonna move on from here.
It
It would
is
take me
closed.
too long to describe to you the mechanics of. It's a real life thing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
What is
Okay.
your aim? It is just a piece of fabric.
In that case, I'm gonna try collapse the tent on top of it and then try and move something on top of it so you can't like climb out.
All right, you would need to collapse the entire tent, given that it's one structure.
Okay, then I'll just put something on top of the hole.
All right, what would you like to put on top of the hole?
What's around?
Cloth cupboards, chests,
Oh, a box
and
would do it.
a table.
A table. Flip the table on it.
Yeah. He's gonna clear off the table and push it over. He's gonna send a message to Assassin, using the pact thing, and asking them if they can send Alvina in to help.
All right. You do all of that, and we move on from Fukyu. You have let's just say you've successfully put something over the hole, and move on.
Okay. Because yeah, that I really don't know what you were trying to describe there.
Don't worry about it. It was just a mouthing on the floor, effectively. That's
Okay.
I'll describe it to you guys later at some point, if for those interested.
Send a
Alvi-
picture.
Hey, no.
Alvina and the rest of the party. What are the rest of apart from Zormir, who's downstairs learning some new skills? What are the rest of you up to?
I think that Alvina is walking over to wherever the exotic animal stall is, basically the pet shop, arguing with Gwent about why Gwent should give me 2,500 gold so I can afford a baby Hydra instead of just an egg.
And Gwen is trying to take the trader pass off Alvina, so she cannot do it to start with.
How did I
Thank
even
you.
get a trader pass?
I got handed it by Lou.
Yeah, the
Ah,
fake
okay.
one that Lou made.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
Lou's one.
Who is breathing into that mic?
You get one game.
All of you,
No.
put your
It
Yeah.
wasn't. It wasn't. It was a point at that point.
Yeah.
So is one of the two. Is the
You
point?
guessed
Take the
wrong.
damn mic away from your mouth.
Headset mics. That's how it works.
Uh-huh.
Get a less sensitive mic, like me.
Buy a studio mic.
Yeah, but then you're really, really quiet, like James.
Yeah. I
Uh,
don't even have any money. What is? Why do you collect animals everywhere you go?
Because they're adorable.
I only just saw the points image. Yeah, it's one of those valves. There you go.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought it was. Sweet.
It only allows for movement one way through it and not the other way.
Oh,
Anyway, I got distracted there. What was Alvina and the rest of the party doing? Would you like to do anything other than discuss pets?
I'm gonna go buy a Hydra.
Did you get the money to buy a Hydra?
I have the money to buy the egg. I don't think Gwent's gonna give me the money to buy the actual Hydra.
You're just gonna be incredibly poor.
Yeah.
On the
How-
plus side, it's easier to sneak an egg onto a ship.
But it's a baby Hydra. Actually, how big are the baby Hydras? That's an excellent question that I didn't consider.
I'm going to assume medium, or at least on the large
was-
side of medium.
I was gonna say like.
Okay,
off
then
the
fair enough.
So the most wise characters of the party, I'm gonna guess, are Gwent and
Yes.
I maybe the point, or maybe I just think that he's
14.
wise because he's so charismatic. But I'm gonna turn to them and say, when are we starting to get worried about Dr. Zormir? He has been gone a while.
Day after tomorrow.
We should probably check in before the end of the night so that we know what is happening tomorrow.
Zomi
And
is
also,
on.
if he
Assassin.
has found any of the things we're looking for.
Zomi is on Assassin's telepathy, right? How far does that go?
Ooh, that might
It's-
actually be planar.
It's based on sending, isn't it?
Yeah, so it should be on the plane.
Cool. Then we can find out at any given moment.
Well, you can send it to other planes, but there's a 25% chance of fail, I think.
5%.
Yeah, I just can't remember if the spell, if the
5%?
ability stipulates that, but it doesn't matter right now because they're not on another plane.
Fair.
Yeah.
But the only problem there is Assassin, and I look at the tank, poke the tank like a fish tank, is asleep.
They'll be fine.
This happens a lot.
They'll be fine. They'll wake up if we're needed.
I've got some
No,
coffee
I-
we can use if need be.
Yeah, just pour coffee in the tank and that'll work.
Oh, actually, the point is going to start looking around the market for whatever this Alterra version of coffee is.
It's coffee. If
Just-
this world doesn't have coffee, I'll kill myself.
So
It'll be
by,
fire coffee though.
so by coffee, I mean cocaine, but you know.
I mean,
wow.
would
So,
it be fire
Not,
coffee?
not quite as full as cocaine, but you know.
Would it be fire
strong
coffee, or would it just be coffee with cinnamon in it? So it's essentially a.
Are we in the one place that sells pumpkin spice?
I was going to say it's essentially a pumpkin spice latte that they sell as coffee, and they have it year
Yes.
round.
In which case, Gwen would like some because I feel Gwent.
Yeah,
is a
I also feel
bitch.
Gwent would be into that.
I have an idea of how to make money,
As Gwent's
Elvina,
just-
and I gather, having floated the idea of contacting Zormir to one side, Alvina, I have an idea for shenanigans,
Yes.
but also to make money.
Yes.
I'll have you know, this episode it's Hijinks. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Jinx
when
at
is
the
it?
high.
When is it? Never not hijinks.
When it's
When it's
shenanigans.
low jinx.
Yeah.
When Jinx is leaving.
So it's
Bye,
by
Jinx.
jinx.
Hijinks. 4 jinx.
You still have that pouch of Arcanite dust, right? I've seen you flavor your food with it.
Yeah, my spice patch.
If we were to buy coffee at a low price, add some Arcanite, and sell it for a higher price, we could make enough money to buy eggs of animals.
The
And we
problem
could-
is,
We could
I'm not
trade
sh-
our way up.
I'm not sure. That's a good call. I'm not sure we have enough days because I can only do it 10 times.
Yeah.
How many
And I
times have
don't
you used
think
it
we
today?
can make. Well, I don't think we can charge 500 gold for
Well-
coffee. I'm gonna be honest.
The point was this way.
Maybe we
Well,
can.
what if we make the first 10 coffees really nice, and then word of mouth, people go, "Oh, that's really nice coffee," and then when it's normal coffee, they'll go, "Oh, I'm just not tasting it right." We Emperor's New Clothes them.
Yeah. Or
What is
just gonna put it
Emperor
out there. We just find a place to hide and rest, and wait until that ship comes in, and we nick the ship, and leave.
But we can do
No
that
hijinks.
as
We can
well.
do that from behind a stall. Actually, let's check if we need a different trader's license
Actually,
to do that.
that's a good call. While we're doing this, Gwen, we then are hiding better because no one's going to argue with a new stall that's just showed up because then we're
I'm-
legitimate. They're going to argue if someone's just
We are
walking
legitimate
behind it.
businessmen.
We can be
Exactly,
legitimate
legitimate
businessmen.
Okay.
I'm sure
I'm
I've
gonna
heard
s-
that before.
I'm going to say this right now. Soon as we set up a stall, there will be somebody walking around looking for protection money from excess sparks or some nonsense. This will be
No
on
one
you.
will come by. We will already have protection. And I look at Alvina.
Who's stuffing
We
her
won't-
face with a
we
donut
won't-
right now?
We won't need to pay for protection if we explain we already have protection.
Or we can just say we'll pay tomorrow and we won't be here.
When it's just
Well,
having a
that-
stress headache in the corner, like, how did Solmir herd these cats? Ah.
Here's the thing, Gwen. They didn't hurt us. They
No.
just followed along and complained.
They tried.
We can find you some barrels to hide behind if you want to.
Fine. Coffee. Let's set up a coffee
Coffee
business.
shop?
Let's make
Like,
this
it
coffee
was
shop AU
closed.
happen.
Moonbucks.
We will call it Legends and Lattes.
No, Moonbucks. I
Nah.
like Moonbucks better.
Moon
Nah.
bucks. What is
How about-
a moon?
Point coffee.
That's too obvious.
Two on the
I mean,
nose.
we know what a moon is because Hijinks is a moon at this point.
Why not just cinder coffee, since we're in a fiery place and they will kind of love that stuff.
Ooh, I like that.
Ooh.
Cinder coffee is on brand.
Yeah.
Does that one already exist though in universe?
Looks
Yeah, we
around
look
at the
at-
stores.
look around.
Is
There's
anyone
already-
got cinder
It's-
coffee?
It's the in-universe Starbucks, and there's already 3 of them on this street alone. Oh, there goes that idea.
Let's find
So-
out. High roll for no, you get lucky. Low roll for yeah. Sorry, this is how many there are. No, there's already 2, mate. I'm sorry.
Ah,
That was classic. That was like, I know where this is going.
yep.
What's another brand?
Costa.
Cafe Caesar. Cafe Caesar. Let's go with that one.
Let's find out. Survey says, there isn't any, but unbeknownst to all of you, it's for a really unfortunate reason.
So, well, we're doing it anyway.
We're doing it anyway. Does Abby know?
No, I feel like it would just be like there was a cafe. What was it, Caesar?
Yeah.
Caesar,
Yeah.
There was a cafe Caesar a good couple decades ago, but oh, bad luck. So nobody's ever taken the name because they think it's cursed.
That
What
sounds
about-
that sounds on brand.
Yeah, it sounds like a.
There's an old bit of giant I know. Roughly translated, it means coffee and sandwiches. I think, yeah. So translated in giant, it would be pret a manger.
Ah,
I don't get that one.
We could do that.
Preta Anvil. No, that doesn't work.
I can make sandwiches. Yeah, that's why I knew I could afford an egg. The actual babies are $5 grand, aren't they?
What can I produce with my alchemy jug?
They are,
Because we
yes.
can sell that too.
Oh, you can produce mayonnaise for the sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise sandwich. Can I do milk?
You can do milk, but it
Awesome.
might be quicker and more money things to make beer. No,
Oh, yeah,
That's
I
not
can
coffee
do
then. Then we need a license.
Yeah.
You're
a fine upstanding coffee shop.
Alvina can make sandwiches, and I'm going to possibly dig into our rations, which I
mean, you
really
have a
hope
lot.
that no one checks what meat is in these.
And Zormi doesn't find out.
Alvina, while you are buying the Pyrohydra egg, you get to chatting with a very bolsterous and rounded figure, fire elemental, who has a giant humanoid appearance. This kind of flaming, scraggly hair and large, twisting and protruding fire mustache. Who introduces himself as Baron Barbecue.
I like
Baron
this guy.
fucking barbecue.
And he is he at first attempts to speak to you in Ignan, and then realizing that this is all it's just going over your head,
Just wait with
switches to
blank
this very
stares.
very crackling, if almost slightly high pitched common voice that seems to be coming out of a small amulet hanging around his form, and around the rest of his form is what appears to be clothing. He is wearing almost a noble or merchant's garb, but you can see it's a little bit more thicker, a little bit more padded than the rest of the clothes you've seen around here. And you kind of recognize the material as the same fire-resistant padding material that the fire cloth is made out of. But he is wearing it as all the others, and it seems that even among the elementals, it's become custom to wear clothing, and he's, for all intents and purposes, has taken on the appearance of an actual like merchant figure. You've also never conversed this much with a elemental, since back in the main sphere, elementals are rudimentary creatures of low intelligence, but this one shows all the intelligence of a giant or noid that you would expect. He seems fully sentient.
Nice. I like this guy.
But he goes into great detail and length of explaining everything you could possibly need to know about caring for a Pyrohydra, including a list of their favorite meals, where the best scratching points are, and will answer any question you have in a jovial form.
Okay, I am literally noting every single thing he's saying down. It's like, gotcha. And then she literally will be asking questions like, okay, so... It'd be like a normal, like, complete pet owner kind of things. Like, okay, so this is the best scratching points. How do you hatch the egg? Is it a certain temperature?
So yeah, he goes into great detail that unlike fire dragons, Pyrohydras just require a hot and preferably humid environment in which to hatch. They take these eggs are fertilized and already like semi-incubating, so they will only take a couple of weeks before they properly hatch. You just have to make sure they keep warm and not too much shaking or activity around them. They also tend to be stuffed away in almost volcanic vents by the mother back in nature. So a dark room and environment is advised, but in theory it shouldn't make a difference. But you can tell there's a lot of like almost superstition to his voice, of like he's really hitting home that, it shouldn't, but they'd still recommend it.
Yeah.
Is Alvina also asking, like, what's the best way to get bones unstuck from their teeth? And
She would be asking things like that. Like the actual pet ownership things, but in the weirdest way of... Is there anything they shouldn't feed them? Like any type of like any type... And she's literally listing off things that you probably... Like, basically, people or monsters.
things that Alvina has previously eaten, not really liked, or things that Alvina's previously done and thought, if I had more heads, this would have worked better.
A couple points, and I'll flesh this out more later.
Yeah.
But for flavor, he recommends keeping them away from any cold environment during their adolescent years up until they're a young adult. After that, they will be able to handle and ward off the cold fine with their own internal fire reserves. But while they are still young, they are still very vulnerable to cold damage. As well as now, this isn't a universal truth, but he's noted that particularly with his Pyrohydras, that they really seem to like cinder flakes, which are a kind of cast off energized remnants that you get from cinder crystals that give as he's talking, he kind of reminds you of the spice pouch that you actually have. They seem to have a similar effect,
Ah,
and that they are used to spice things.
okay.
So they really like cinder flakes.
Nice. I will be sure to get some.
And also the best way to clean them is with lava baths. They absolutely love that.
Yeah.
So if you can try and find it, otherwise incredibly hot water,
Gotcha.
like
gotcha.
to the point of scalding.
Yeah, I can
There you
definitely get at least that. The lava might be tricky, but I can definitely get at least this super hot water.
Bring lava onto my ship and I'll kill you.
You'll already be dead.
Just imagine the conversation like paper. Like, sorry, mate, we just need a lava pit, okay?
I
I'm
mean,
sorry, it's a requirement.
I mean, in fuck you's mind, the ship is now his.
Yeah.
As soon as we lose all contact with Zormir, then it reverts to Gwen.
No, it reverts to fuck you.
It reverts to
and
fuck you,
And Gwent's just the
unfortunately.
driver.
Yeah.
This is when we get into the civil war of the party.
Captain America
Albina
Civil War.
was present for that really sleep-deprived Zormir conversation, where fuck you wouldn't leave them alone for 5 hours until they signed this that said, if I die, fuck you gets the ship. I bet that happened.
It's just Fukyu and Alvina, and then all the rest of the party look on in horror. It's like, no, we cannot let Fukyu be the leader here.
Oh no, fuck he
Don't
doesn't
let
want to be
them
the
own the
leader, he
ship.
just wants the ship.
He just wants
Yeah.
to be the pilot.
It's the owner. It's
Just
the owner.
looking at the two pyromaniacs glint in their eyes for the wooden ship.
We're going to Hijinks' room, everybody!
Anyway, while you're doing that, Lugrim, what are you up to?
I have purchased the egg by way of taking the gold up.
How successful is our business?
Yeah, I will use the 10 spice pouch part charges. We're actually doing this shit, by the way.
Good luck with that.
We'll get to that in a second, 'cause that'll take some time to set up, and I have some thingy questions, but let's give the rest of the party to agree to go along with this or not. So, Lou, are you going along with the building a business idea, or would you like to do anything else?
No, try and help promote this business.
That's fair enough. The point, similar question.
Muted and deafened.
Oh, the point is 100% down for starting a business.
All right, and finally, Gwen, because it appears the rest of you are in on this.
I just want to go and start watching the port to see if I can start seeing anything that could help us for later, rather than setting up a coffee chain.
No, that's fair. I'll give you a couple points of detail from your observations a little bit later.
It won't be a chain. It won't be a chain. It'll be a franchise.
It'll be a chain. It's only got one link, but it'll be a chain.
It'll be a chain once we get to another settlement.
So it'll be a single loop. Wait,
Yeah.
how will it be a chain if we get to another settlement? This one isn't being manned. At that point, it becomes a traveling coffee shop.
It's just a pop-up
we
coffee
leave-
shop.
No, we leave it here, and we say we'll be back in 10 minutes, and we leave it.
Yeah, it's just
We
it's
find
just,
a lovable
It's back
urchin and we
in
give
10
it to them as a
minutes
gift.
and Someone else.
it's just got the perpetual back in 10 minutes sign.
Yeah.
Okay, so how is the party forming this coffee shop? What are you actually doing in terms of structure, material, and what are you going to say when the first guards come along?
We're going to bribe them with coffee, obviously.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lou was going to.
Actually, yeah, leave Lou to deal with it.
Or
Mm.
rather, promote how good this coffee stall is.
Nice. How do you do that?
You know, Alvina's in the back as the cook.
Do you
so
have-
it's fine.
Do you have Skyrite?
Skyrite! The sky says, go to this coffee shop.
If only you had a rock star to help out.
Yeah.
We do have pyrotechnics. I do have the spell pyrotechnics.
So do I. We have two
Nice.
pyrotechnics.
But
Right,
remind
so
me
that's
what
your
the plan here was. Where are you getting the material to craft a stall front?
I
Okay,
mean,
craft still.
Are there any
any?
abandoned stalls?
Yes.
Let's find out.
I would like to.
Um,
I would like to
please
look
don't.
around. I would like to roll perception to look around for abandoned stalls.
I mean,
Look,
Do
you
we-
automatically
Actually-
succeed by having a look around. The question is there any? I'm going to give you
There's-
disadvantage on
there's
this because this
there's
is one of the few primordial ports here, and is a
Wow.
major trading post for material.
I've
Uh,
just noticed there's a collapsed dock nearby.
There is not. You notice nothing. They are all fully occupied. It's a bustling port town.
Do we take over the genie's shop because the genie's not there?
Yeah, yeah. There's a collapsed shop
I
right
think
there.
the genie's employees are still there.
And under new management.
There are, I believe, what did I say? There's three. There are three smoke genasi putting the tent back up after its previous collapse. What would you like to do?
Distract them so someone can sneak in and
Hang on.
steal supplies.
Is there a convenient lamp?
I mean, we've got.
Yes, there's a lamp standing off to the left. That is Fukyu, who is still just there for some reason, watching watching enjoyment, like
Ooh,
poking
hang
out
on.
any of the support as they
Yeah.
get put back up.
Are there any raw materials about?
Yeah. Are there any 2x4s? That nearby.
Are we gonna
No,
call
there's
them with
surprisingly
Why
not
would there be
construction
wood?
materials lying about the port, other than the shop inventory of other shops.
What about,
I assume we're going
okay,
to
it's
go
a
and
port.
buy the materials.
Yeah, it's a port. Are there any wooden crates sitting nearby that are empty?
There are ones right next to stalls. If you would like to ask the owner of the stalls for their crates.
I mean,
Oh my
if there are
God.
pallets about, we could ask. So the point is going to go up to a stall owner and start chatting with them about any hoops to jump through if they were to start up their own stall.
Fair enough. Give me a persuasion. Actually, do you have tongues up or anything for giant?
Oh no, I don't.
I can translate.
They seem to look at you strange and shoo you away.
Ah,
I can translate for them.
Are you taking Fade with you?
I'll tell
The
Faber
person
I'm up
we
to
know
him.
can speak giants probably.
Yeah, you can
Mhm.
come back and let me know, and I can come
Yeah,
with. I wouldn't be
come
there
back.
for the original exchange. I'd be looking around for crates.
Everybody's
Yeah.
just sitting here eating pastries. while she
Plenty of
watches
crates,
movies.
but they all look to be assigned to a stall. Nobody has just left their crates in the corner.
Damn.
Hmm.
That would be called littering.
Right.
It's
And
negligent.
it appears that the guards run a really tight ship around here for littering.
Yeah, god damn, they do.
Probably because you're an outpost in the middle of nowhere, and resources are always valuable.
I check the recycling bins out the back of the shop.
I'm pretty sure the recycling bin here is just throwing it in the lava.
Yeah, throw it in the
Aw.
freaking smoke hole.
Yeah, sorry, they have a really natural and efficient way to dispose of waste here, so unfortunately, no waste.
Hold
It's
on.
called a volcano.
Why don't we do that on Earth? Hold on, pause for a second. Why don't we throw all our litter in volcanoes instead of in landfills?
Because.
There's
You don't
want them
volcanoes.
Also,
Also, do you know how much?
the
fumes?
carbon, the fumes and
They're
carbon released
unpredictable.
from them would be ridiculous.
Oh. Alright, okay. That's why. Okay, unpause.
Yeah.
Yeah, I I translate for the point negotiating for these crates.
Well, so I'm establishing a rapport first by working out if there's any permits we need.
Someone actually realized.
I translate that.
Fade, give me a persuasion check as a flat roll, since you'll have help from the point, and you are actually speaking giant. However, you also technically have disadvantage from the fact that you're blown cinders. So, flat roll.
Yeah. I would give myself guidance.
And I'll give Bardic Inspiration for that.
What's your bardic die?
Wow.
D6, but you can roll it twice.
You need it.
Wait, I can roll 2d6 and take the higher, or what?
Yeah.
2d6 and take the higher.
Also,
So,
you think that's a
Well-
good idea to cast magic in front of
Well-
someone?
I'm just assuming
I
they
would-
do
I
it
would
out of the
pass
side.
around the corner,
Yeah.
knowing that I'm going to be persuading.
This is one of those
plus
things of the DM where you just
12.
have to assume that the characters are more intelligent than the players.
Yeah.
Six
I
plus
was gonna
six is
say.
12. I'm going to use my knowledge from a
I
past life
just
as
after
well.
last week cast magic didn't
Another
go
two.
too well.
14.
Yeah, that's when we're talking right in front of people, though.
That's it. 14.
14?
After rolling a 4 with all the modifiers, I get... Oh, no, wait. I get guidance. 14 plus...
16. You've already rolled guidance.
Oh, I've already rolled guidance.
Yeah, it was in the
Yeah,
first bit.
14.
That's why it's a 14.
Ah, 14 then.
The shopkeeper grumbles and rolls their eyes, but reluctantly agrees to tell you the information. As you very quickly learn that you do need a permit to set up a stall, and it's actually quite a hassle to get the permit, as you need to work through the. If I just double check the name here, I had in my note. The Ingot Merchants. And they are quite the penny pinchers when it comes to and sticklers for bureaucracy and hierarchy when it comes to getting a table. And he recounts the fact that he had to wait years in order to finally be able to get permission to set up a stall here to trade their wares.
Alvina wanders over and she asks a question to the point and Fade. Is the permit a generic permit, or is it a particular kind of sales thing you're allowed to sell?
I asked the guy.
It's very particular. The ingot merchants go over every detail with a fine-tooth comb, and they really go into detail to the point where they will occasionally do surprise inspection. And if there is even one iota of detail that isn't heavily documented in your contract, they will shut you down instantly.
I would thank the guy, and then, okay, that's a bust. New plan. I look around at the 4 other coffee houses. How do we feel about bringing our supply to these people and pitching it? I don't know what you would call it in your own world, but here we have a thing called Dragon's Den, but not the dragons you know of. They're not actual. Wait, some of them are dragons who take human form, and they give you some of their hoard to set up businesses, or they take your ideas.
That sounds fake. Dragons would never hand over any of their own money. They'd say, that's a great idea, give me it.
More often than not, they just take the idea, add it to their hoard, and kill you. But
that sounds more reasonable.
That's it. It doesn't really. I'm surprised it's still happening after 15 seasons, years. I mean, it's a bad concept. Anyway, what if?
I mean, 15 seasons is about right. It's what, like 2 years?
Yeah, roughly. What if we go to the coffee shops that are already established and market our own coffee for them to buy, and we say we have a supply, and we give them a small amount now, give them more tomorrow.
I wasn't going to say anything, but
yeah, I'm relying on what Fade translated, and I assume Fade didn't bring it up, so
bring up one.
Exactly.
I'll leave that to the GM then.
Yep. What?
It's more funny if you're just confused.
Mm-hmm.
What
was Chris just saying about contracts?
What did Chris just explain?
Yes, but there's no way that all coffee houses aren't evil.
You know, I wonder how this doc deals with innovation.
I've got an easy idea, and I walk over to the lamp that I know is on our ship, so it must be allied with us.
Does it have little goblin faces on the lampshade?
No,
it's just a lamp that's on our ship. I've seen it before. It's clearly on our team, and it's invisible most of the time, and it can teleport. So I go and ask the lamp. Hey, lamp.
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor?
What's that?
Can you go and nick $5,000 from somewhere?
I mean, possibly.
Cool.
Where's Gwen?
Non-specific. No, not from Gwen. You won't hand it over. Not from Gwen. Hand it over. You won't hand it over. Let's go grab some more gold, because then we have more gold and we can get some more stuff for the ship.
All right.
Cool.
Also, I forgot to say, Fuck You would have tried to pocket as many of the scrolls as he could.
Nice. I was literally gonna go, did you nick the permit from the smoke shop? That's why I asked the question.
You do so. Roll me a d6 plus 2.
D6 plus 2. D6 plus 2. D6.
Considering how much of a
Is
pain in the ass, I won't be surprised about
6
one
plus the 2 is
Six.
8.
8. You've got his account book.
To be fair, I assume this is from all the arcane scrolls in the little
Yeah.
box.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
You find 6 genie scrolls of invisibility. Now,
Nice.
it's very specific that you tell me if they're a genie scroll when you do use them.
Okay.
Interesting. Oh, so you've written 8. Is that all? Is it supposed to be 8?
Yeah, it's 6 plus 2.
Okay, you said 6. You said 6, but
But
you then
wrote
went
eight.
out 8. Yeah. I was wondering if it was 6 invisibility scrolls and 2 of another one, essentially.
Or just reading the giant green 6.
6.
8 genie scrolls of invisibility.
Okay, adding those into my other items.
No, I wonder what genie's invisibility does, because I cannot remember. So I'm excited to find out.
Right, so fuck you in that case. He's gonna, still wearing his lampshade, he's gonna go near one of the most. Oh, actually, he's gonna go to the pet shop.
Oh no, I was really hoping you would.
Aaron Barbecue.
I like that guy.
Well, he knew that you were planning on buying something from there, and pets are generally expensive.
True.
I know he at least has 2,500 gold on him.
Exactly.
At least has half of it.
Exactly. And
Is this the official way of getting cash back in as well?
he's gonna have a look around, see if anyone is noticing him. Should I do a perception on that?
First of all,
Or
give
stealth?
me a stealth check.
Stealth check. As a lamp. 24.
And as always,
And
It's
then
not actually
give
that high.
me an insight check to see if anyone has noticed you.
Insight.
for a lamp, though.
No idea.
No, nobody's watching you. What are you talking about? You're a lamp. How could they possibly notice you?
Exactly.
You're such a stealthy lamp.
This is where it turns out one of the things on the list of favourite foods was lamps.
So he's outside the shop at the moment.
Just in the street.
Yeah, just in the street. And he's gonna use one of the genie scrolls. Yep.
Alrighty then. I'm gonna need you to
Hi, you're not wrong.
roll me a d6.
D6. 5.
Ooh.
Alright, and then I'm gonna need you to roll me a d100.
D100. 16.
Alrighty then.
I want to know what's that can happen.
You get 5 times 16.
5 times 16 necrotic damage. every second while you're using invisibility using these scrolls.
If you cast the spell, you get a couple of odd looks here and there of a lampshade casting spells. But the
And then
the
just
magic
disappears.
the magic fades through the air, and you suddenly find yourself not invisible, but feeling a little bit better. As for the next minute, you regain 5 hit points at the start of each of your turns.
No.
A regenerating lamp!
Hang on, I know what that is.
It's an energy saving bulb.
It seems that the genie has mislabeled these scrolls.
Hell yes.
Alright, so for next minute I gain
You
50
regenerate 5.
Yeah, so it's
Yes, congratulations.
essentially I regain 50 hit points in the next minute.
You do, congratulations. Don't
Oh,
get into
nice.
any combat in the next minute.
Did you have any missing health?
I do actually.
Yeah!
From those mimic coins.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just gonna wait a minute, heal up,
Yeah.
feel a bit better, and then just gonna cast invisibility through my loot.
Just do it. The lamp
Yeah.
pulls out a loot in the middle
Yeah.
of the street.
Strums a couple of chords and then just disappears.
How many people are suspiciously looking at their coffee mugs now?
But you do so.
Cool. He's then
Then what would you like to do?
he's then gonna go into the pet shop, have a bit of a nosy round, see if he can find where the owner is storing his money, and just take $5,000 out of it. Maybe $6,000.
There is a small primal fire or living flame safe in the back of the small office cabin that they have at the back of the little menagerie field. However, you do not see a key anywhere.
Fuck you has a key.
They do have a key, but they do not have a key for this particular box.
Yeah, but I say it's not a
keys are
universal.
interchangeable.
It might be a fire
Could be a
skeleton key. Yeah.
You give it a try. Nothing happens. It does not turn.
Okay. He's gonna just try to touch it.
It is warm and solid to the touch.
I'm just checking the wording of invisibility.
It is a large goblin-sized safe that you are unable to lift without Alvina's help.
Fair. Because I was just looking at it. It says anything the target is wearing or carrying is invisible as long as it's on the target's person. It doesn't specify that it has to be on my person when I cast the spell.
No, yeah, it's fair. If you manage to lift this safe, then fair enough.
Yeah, the thing is, this is the one safe that Alvina probably wouldn't help you get because she actually likes the merchant.
This is one of those large back room safes that, you know,
Yeah.
you have to like stretch your arms around and really lift to get up.
It's like a gun safe, basically. It ain't moving.
Okay then. In that case, Fucky's gonna try to pick the lock.
I thought you can't pick.
You do understand how these locks work, right?
Oh,
it's
I
not a
understand.
mechanical lock.
Fuck you doesn't really understand.
You do so. You stick something in the little flame hole and find there is no mechanicals inside the box in which to lockpick it.
Yeah. I think Fuck You actually found this out because I think we tried this on the other chest that we've got.
Maybe, yeah.
I genuinely think we tried that. I just didn't. Work. So you actually would know this one.
Oh, I'm also pretty sure all of your lockpicks melt. Actually, one second. I think it does actually can be lockpicked, but it needs special lockpicks.
Yeah, it needs
was
the obsidian lock.
Obsidian iron lock.
I actually have obsidian lockpicks.
Wait, do you?
Yeah, because I picked them up in the thing.
Oh, I didn't think they were lockpicks yet. I thought they were just tools. Did you actually get lockpicks?
I'm sure that I picked up obsidian lockpicks from that store in the forge.
I didn't think we had lockpicks. I know we got a bunch of obsidian iron stuff. I didn't think we got lockpicks though.
Oh no, it's obsidian iron smithing tools. Not.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know we got tools. I don't remember us getting lockpicks. It's future obsidian iron lockpicks because we've got
you
a lot
have
of
you have the ingots now
Yeah.
that you can make them. Or at least you can if you get living flame or pyromancy.
Okay.
when Zormir gets back.
In
It's
that
fine, we're gonna get pyromancy. Me and Fuck You are gonna get pyromancy.
Oh,
We're gonna go on
that's
our
a living
vision
flame.
quest.
in that case, then Fuck You's just gonna go round all the shops whilst invisible, see if they've all got these fire safes.
You would, but as you turn away from the safe, you find the exit of the room blocked by the large jovial figure of Baron Barbecue. He is staring directly at you.
Ah, he's got true sight. That's unfortunate.
Or blind sight, at least.
Yeah, true.
As the fire elemental looks at you, a quizzical look upon their face, and in a bolsterous, high-pitched voice, in ignorance, says something to you that you are unable to comprehend.
Mhm.
What do you do?
Fuck you. Incom says in the bathroom and just try to walk out.
They block your path. How do you try and get past?
Fuck you's gonna point towards the back of, or point to the roof of the room and say, "What's that?" Like, I'll do a deception
Okay.
just to see if it
Alright,
works.
I guess we'll give the contested insight check
He
there.
seems like an
I
honest.
mean, you can try.
He might be able to. You never know. He's jovial.
This is jovial.
Oh, Neil, your camera's back on.
It never went
Oh,
like that.
hilariously,
Can't figure
can
out how to switch it off.
potentially make that if they roll a nat 20. Ooh! Damn!
Also, Neil, your mic is on in roll 20 now.
And then I'm gonna bamf out. Using my do I have? No, I've not got Mr. Step. It'd be a dimension door then.
Oh, that's fair. You are gone. Congratulations.
Back to where Alvina is.
But as you're doing that, we'll come back to you guys in your pursuit of whatever your plans and hijinks are. As we head down into the depths of Ironcore to find once more the notable, presumably sweating figure of Zormir.
Oh, for fuck's sake! What the fuck? If Assassin passes any of the information on what you have been up to, he's just gonna face palm.
No, Assassin's unconscious, remember? They fell
I
asleep.
know, but if they ever do
I
come to
mean,
consciousness,
it
to pass
doesn't
on
mean it doesn't mean that Assassin isn't talking in their sleep to Zormir.
Just hearing babbling.
That's
What the fuck?
Just every now and then. No, that's my mushroom.
Yeah. Anyway, Chris.
I'm gonna thingy the clock and say about 2 hours have passed now as the party have. I don't know what the hell the party's been doing for the last hour, but
Neither am I.
it makes sense that it's taken up time
Mm-hmm.
as they've gone about just exploring this marketplace.
What Hydra? We've plotted.
With this, the second of the pieces have well, I guess each one did finish their piece in like the first hour. All the pieces begin coming together for the very quickly thrown together prototype, working at a pace unseen by Zormir in any industrial site. As each of them are kind of each of the smiths are kind of sighing and kind of relaxing down. You can see sweat kind of going down their brow. Even for them, this was quite intense. They really went all out for this to try and create something functional.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Apprentice Zormir. I think it is time to assemble the prototype. Gotta be older. Oh well. Yes, gotta be older. This is my old giant device.
Yeah. He's getting more older and more like.
It's intense work.
I gotta drink a potion while he's talking to me just because. And extra healing. Okay.
The half-melted cow.
Are you ready to see what you have inspired, Apprentice Zormir?
I genuinely thought you rolled 2d4 and got a 9 then.
No.
How you managed that?
For fuck's sake. Yes. I'm ready to see what has been accomplished. How are you planning on testing?
Oh, we would never test a military armor. No, we We have people for that.
I
But
mean,
to be fair, we have full trust that this is perfectly safe. Nothing we've done should cause a problem. It'll mostly be tweaking things.
do the person testing have to be able to control fire like you do?
Oh, I mean, we were going to have a fire giant soldier test it. Yes. That is after all who the armor is for.
I mean, whilst watching you and pondering myself, I've thought of something that might allow me to control fire and alter the armor and work with it if you want. But it is quite an ask.
Who's echoing, by the way?
I don't know.
It might just be Lou's Discord. Not Lou's Discord, Lou's Roll20, actually.
I don't know.
Oh.
It's been funny tonight.
It's because it's turned all your settings back on, basically. You just have to go into the cogwheel and just disable them all.
Oh
and
yeah,
let
it's
audio.
resized everything and
Okay.
And what did you have in mind, Apprentice Zormia?
It is quite an ask. I discovered a arcane glyph that's similar to the controlling of fire, but I mean, I would require something. Maybe I don't. I know which reverence you hold your primal fire with. I mean,
Yes, the greatest.
inscribing that onto my flesh to allow me to control fire, to manipulate the metals as you do, and willing to test your armor for you.
You see Arazak kind of look down, kind of somberly.
I mean, I hesitate to even ask such a thing. I mean, it's inspiring to see your work and all that you have done and all you accomplished. I feel like I have not contributed, and I feel testing it and helping you would be something I could offer, but asking for such a highly coveted and highly important substance you keep is I feel me be overstepping my bounds here. So I was hesitant to even ask.
I understand your frustration, Apprentice Zormia, but I'm afraid it is impossible. Not out of any reverence for the material, though that is quite the ask, and would require a large show of faith and loyalty to the monarchy, but rather because I fear it is physically impossible. Even the younger fire giants with their natural fire immunity, you understand, you are not the first to suggest this shortcut to learning the primal arts. Many a young upstart believe, as you have, that scorching themselves with the flame will allow them to deepen their connection with the primal. And each one to this day has been consumed by it. Even in their fire resistance, the flame is all consuming. None have ever survived the ordeal. I fear neither would you. to touch the primal fire without the greatest of reverence and control and authority of the primal fire. For you see, it is not just a substance. It is a living construct, connected to the primal dream.
Mm-hmm.
To touch it is to touch the very essence of the primordials. And if you are not aligned with them truly in heart and mind and essence, although I suppose in your case that would be a soul, funny concept,
Mm-hmm.
it will reject you, and in rejecting you, consume you. Do you truly believe, and ask yourself honestly this, Zormia, that if you were to communicate with the primal fire, that you would convince it of your worth, that you are completely loyal to the fire? Can you honestly say, Zormir, that your loyalty is to fire?
Hmm.
That you would not rebuke it, that you would not hesitate, that you would not fear it, that you would not take a step back from it, that your motives were anything other than pure, that you did not seek it for gain of knowledge or for intellect, because you understand that, while I respect you as a craftsman, as we all do, craft alone is not enough for the fire. It requires a zealotry that no mere mortal could possibly withstand without being some deranged, mad creature. Do you understand, Zormir?
Fuck you. No, Zormir in the back of his head, he goes, I've got 2 of the fuckers on my crew.
It's like, shit, I know 2 people who are so up for this. Give me 10 minutes, I'll be right back.
Are you sure? Are you sure you would still wish to touch the fire? I'm honestly inclined to let you just to see what would happen. We've never watched a Noid touch the fire and survive, but I would also be very sad at your death. What a waste of a good soul. At least let one of us eat you if your plan is suicide.
If you want to suicide, let's one of us eat you.
Control over fire.
No, that's just the point. You cannot control fire. You must be one with the chaos.
So, it's one with the fire.
Yes, if the fire senses even any disloyalty to it, it would destroy you in rage.
So it would destroy anyone who seeks any other element to control.
Makes sense.
Oh yes, fire out of all the elements is very possessive.
That makes total sense.
Yes, I would recommend water if you want to touch an element.
Try water, maybe earth. Occasionally air.
I mean, for what I know, earth won't ever budge, but and air is very hard to grasp. But water seems the nicest of the 4.
But have you considered touching grass?
It would ignite immediately.
No, only the element of evil is even more dangerous than the fire. I don't know what this voice has become.
It's becoming quite entertaining, is what it's called.
Slightly maniacal.
So what is your decision,
Oh.
Apprentice Zormia? Do you still wish to touch fire? Do you wish to risk it all in a
There is-
gamble that, let's be honest, even you know you will not survive?
Gamble. Gamble, yeah. I think to be able to harness all things, to be able to craft and make this knowledge and an idea of fire consuming me just to spite me is kind of laughable.
Zormia, let me be Apprentice Zormia. Let me be clear here with your innate founding in law and
Yes.
or neutrality. There is a 1 in 100% chance you will not instantly die. Is that a risk you want to take? Because a 1 in 100, there may be a very slim chance.
So you've got a 1% chance of success.
Are you sure you want to
Certainty
take
of
that?
death! Small chance of success! What are you waiting for? Guys, we're gonna lose Zormir. I didn't expect this is how we're gonna lose Zormir, but we're gonna lose Zormir. No, I didn't expect him to kill himself, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
The temptation of the fact that I want to fucking
I mean,
tame all the elements.
If it's what your character wants to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
No, I'm sorry. This is still a game. This isn't a book.
Yeah.
So if you still want to play your character,
Yeah.
I'd recommend turning away. If you want to gamble on a 1%, I will make you roll a D100 die.
Oh.
And unless
Can I-
that's 100, you are dying.
Yeah,
Can I
it's
spend my destiny to make it a 2% chance?
Yes, for every destiny point, I will give the power of friendship bullshit power to increase the chances by 1%.
5, 6. So if 4 more
it's
people
a
spend them,
7% chance
it will
of
just
max.
become. If 4 more people spent them, it would become a roll on a D20, but he would need an actual 20.
I'm gonna
I
be
mean,
honest.
I'm not spending mine. I don't have any to spare.
So I'm gonna Zormir think about this for a little
Yeah.
bit.
I'm
I'm gonna let Bob
Zormir,
decide
I know
how they
I'm not
want
there.
Zormir's story to potentially end here.
Yeah,
I want on a different gameplay one, Bob. This is out of it. If we get a chance for the other elements, law might work well with one of the others. If you want to get all of them, by all means. But I think if I think you've got more chance at one of the others being the lawful character.
Yeah, maybe we do like Ang
Maybe stick
did
to Arcane,
in the last
leave the
Airbender.
primordials.
Also, yes.
Yeah, let's start with air and then go to water, then earth, and then save fire till the final season.
Let's have the two psychopaths
like
deal with
Avatar
fire.
did.
Let's the two the two insane gremlins deal with fire.
Out of character for a second, would it occur to Zormir to go, oh, but let us, yes, I am worth too much. Let us get an expendable Noid down here. I know two.
I know two.
Actually, more importantly, let's actually take this moment because it's like 7:30 to take a quick 5 minutes because I need to go get more water. So
That's
I'll let
good.
you guys chat for a bit.
And we'll
On
go
the-
to the
Yeah,
B-bar.
so
Since we're on the break time now, yeah, Bob, I think it's suicide. I think if you want a primal one, go for one of the ones that isn't primal chaos.
Let one of the chaos gremlins go for the chaos.
Yeah, let if we have a shot at fire, if we want to get all this, we want to go down this path. Have one of the characters that's at least chaotic.
No. I'm saying Zormir character would probably do it. Rest in
Yeah,
peace,
that's what
Zormir.
I'm going. If Zormir wants to give a shot at it, by all means.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I look
that
forward
is
to seeing
cool.
your next character.
I am looking
in
forward to seeing your
like
next
4
character
minutes.
because you're gonna die. That's what I'm putting it down to. You're gonna die.
I'll be honest, Bob. It does seem like the natural end point of the character. I hate to talk you into. I hate to talk you into killing your character, but it's either a closing of one arc, and then next week we continue on with the future, because arcs happen in shows all the time, and from one arc to another, there's character growth.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the next arc it'll be, I turned away. It was my life's dream, my whole ambition to do that, and I turned away from it. What's next for me? Could be a rebuilding phase for Zormir.
Or
And we explore other aspects of who he is as a person, and not just, I love making things. What else does he love?
I could also see a way for Zormir to do it. He goes, right, currently, certainty of death. I need to go and prep for this.
Becomes pyromancer.
And I
Figures
must
some
go
way
into
out of
the
not
mountains and
dying
train.
instantly to the fire and comes
well,
back.
I've got.
I must go into the mountains and train, kind of thing.
Do have Death Ward.
Can't cast it on. Exactly. We can work with this later. If you think we've got another shot.
It works. I
On
don't think it works.
instant
on things that kill
annihilation.
you immediately.
It does. Death Ward actually does. It's one of the very few
Yeah.
things it does. We found that out in Geddon.
Yep, the first time the target would drop to 0 hit points,
Yeah,
they
drop
instead
to
drop
0
to 1.
hit points.
No,
Yeah,
end
yeah,
of
drop to
story. It's
0
not.
hit points.
Every other one says massive damage. It would overcomes this. Every other one. This one doesn't. Probably gonna get changed in the new book, but currently, how it works, it even gets rid of massive damage. It's quite a high-powered spell. So
It
it's
doesn't
the
overcome
only-
power word kill though.
That's because it just kills the target. It doesn't drop to 0.
Yeah, so if it kills you by instant death.
That gets around it. It's
Yeah.
anything that is massive damage. It would have to be hit 0 first, and then it kills you. It's a weird technicality, but I imagine this would be one of the ways that gets around Death Word. It very well could, because plot.
It also doesn't stop if it continues to burn you.
Also, yeah,
You are
the
just
second tick would
super
kill you.
dead.
The second tick of fire damage would kill you.
Like standing next to you with a, like, you know, spare the dying, but still super dead.
I just looked up ways to get around Death Ward, and someone has commented, Death Ward is just Featherfall with more crunch. And I'm just thinking, that's the kind of shit that Crow would say
Yeah.
if they were here.
Yeah, I really
The
is.
Feather Ward is just... Death Ward is just Featherfall with more crunch.
It's got more impact to it, certainly.
Yeah.
It's a crunchy featherfall.
I like that a lot. I really like that. But yeah, if Zomi, if you want to kill, if Zomi wants to kill himself for a shot at glory, fuck yeah. I look forward to seeing your new character because you are going to die.
There is also the other idea of something I could do whilst doing this.
Okay.
It just depends on how much they pay attention to me, or they're just as use that as an excuse to get some of the primal fire.
Yeah.
I can write the mark on my hand with the red fucking ink that fucking fuck you decided to give me.
Oh yeah, the just red dye.
Just bottle of red.
I have some blood.
So
The blood.
So you mime doing that, and gain the symbol, and then
get at least one jar of primal fire. That'd be cool.
and then they gift you a jar as a.
No.
No, he's got the jars. He's got the jars on him. He has to sleight of hand a jar, essentially.
I have to make it look like I'm touching the fire, but grabbing the put in the jar.
But using the jar that is designed specifically to be able to take primal fire.
I do have an idea of how to do that.
That's actually kind of good. I like that one, Bob.
You're going to use the arm that isn't actually there, yeah, just to be
Safe, probably.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was just about. to say.
Incinerate your armor. Sucks, but it'll probably come back, or you'll just need to build a new arm if it subverts it. That's cool. I like that a lot, Bob. That is fucking awesome. I wish Chris was here because I'd ask him to give you a destiny point for that.
I'm here.
Oh, can you
Not
give
for me
Zomi a destiny
saying
point? Just for the
thank
idea.
you.
Just for the concept. It was cool.
No, I think that's just standard gameplay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking.
That's just what all of you are supposed to be doing constantly.
I know, but I thought it was particularly cool.
I mean, if they pull it off, maybe. But do know, if you get caught, they are immediately going to kick you out.
Oh yeah, they're gonna
potentially
kill him.
you.
They're gonna eat him. But
Mm.
it's
But
cool.
I am back. Where were we? Let's have a look. I'll come back to Zormir. I'll have a little bit more time to think about that as we come back up to Iron Landing, and let's What were you doing again? We hit the end of your previous plan when you realized you needed a very detailed contract and also go through a negotiation process with the ingot merchants to gain access to a stall.
I still think we should just ask one of the stands to speak to the manager and say we are legitimate businessmen and try and sell them our own magical coffee blend that actually has red arcanite in it, and have him try a cup, and he will buy the sack from us, and we will return. We say we will return tomorrow with another sack, and we need a down payment up front because our suppliers are getting
The
angry.
issue with that, though, James, is as Chris said, if the investigators or guild come by, find that they're selling this, they'll just shut them down because it's not in their contract to sell it.
Yes, that is a fact, but we have already seen one of the stall owners.
Give it to us.
Yeah. So in
Yeah.
that case, they're
We-
less likely to actually buy it to sell it.
We have already seen one of the stall owners bribe a guard. This place is fucking corrupt.
Yes, a guard,
Everyone have a
not the
fight.
guild. You don't fuck with guilds.
The guild can get more money out of you by shutting you down, probably.
Well, then we find one that's really corrupt.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the reason their contracts are so detailed is to make sure they're getting their cut.
Yeah.
Like the idea
I
of
would
somehow
like
if you
to-
have a product and actually talking with the merchants might be a better ploy.
Hmm.
You know, you could probably just
We're not
go
here long
ask
enough.
to speak to the merchants.
We're not here long enough. Or actually, yeah, we could just
Go
speak to
chat
them
with
and
them.
say,
Yeah.
you could, yeah. I would like to look around for a very shady looking character. That
The genie's
may be
already been
interested
cut
in
off.
Buying,
And fuck
that
you
may be
wearing a
interested in
lampshade.
buying our
I mean, fuck you's invisible at this point.
Oh
no,
yeah,
you're
that's
not.
true.
No, you're not because
a
you just went in
shady,
your...
inhabitant
shit,
of
yeah.
this particular place.
You're next to me. The lamp just appears next to me.
Yeah.
More probably, we're back. Have we switched over the
No,
screen?
not yet. I'll just do that now.
Also, we have massive echo from somewhere. Someone got their stream on.
No.
Yeah, somebody is echoing terribly.
I'm not getting any.
Oh,
on my
wait a
side.
minute.
You're listening to this stream?
No, it's not me. I've got an idea. Everybody mute lose Roll20 game.
Ah.
I already have.
I'll be back in a minute.
I've got mine so I don't get anyone's sound.
Normally mine is as well, but it seems to have changed it on Alterra at
Just
least.
gonna double
so.
check it.
I've just muted the website through Chrome.
Chris, I would like to look around for a shady character who inhabits this town normally, and not one of my fucking party members. The rest of you guys.
Oh, good. You
Fucking-
could clarify. Now, what are you actually seeking? Are you trying to figure out one of the merchants, or are you just looking for somebody shady?
I'm looking around. I'm gonna walk about for about 10, 20 minutes while these guys are arguing about whatever the fuck it is they argue about, and just sort of pop my head in. Maybe not pop my head in the stores, but just sort of look around, see what sorts of items are on sale. Sort of, yeah, just see if I can't get a vibe check. Before I go though, on this walkabout, I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts on myself. And then just move around and just do surface thoughts of people. And
All
just
right.
See if I get any vibe checks from them.
Yeah, give me a little bit more to work from than just vibe checks.
Vibes.
All their surface thoughts are preoccupied with whatever they're doing at the moment, servicing a customer, grumbling about lifting something, grumbling about the storm, thinking about a shipment coming in, thinking about the
storm?
novel they're writing. Well, it's
know,
scorching winds
I'll-
right now.
I'm gonna zone in on
thinking-
that guy who's writing a novel. What's his novel about?
His novel is about the oh god, there's actually a rumor in here somewhere. One second.
Oh no.
It's something to do with hearing voices or whispering, not voices, hearing like whispering or ghost sounds from down in one of the abandoned mines.
Oh. Okay, tucking that away for later. We can go talk to him.
Here you go.
The person,
He's thinking about
Fuck you.
getting a response back from the editor of Tales from the Outer Realms. Thinking about how his submission about the tale of ghosts and specters and howling winds within deep caverns will be perceived. Wondering did he edit it properly? Did he structure everything in the best way he could have? Etc. etc.
Before you wandered off, fuck you would have said about listening out or trying to find something out about Mr. Kraken.
Mr. Kraken.
Yeah, the genie guy. He was talking
Who
about.
are they?
I don't know. The genie guy. He was talking about Mr. Kraken.
It's probably a kraken.
Yeah, it might be like some kind of
Mr.
squid face man.
Now, are you being careful with the surface thoughts of people you are listening to, or are you checking everyone? How thorough are you being? It is quite a busy, bustling port.
Stall owners to mostly, and then if I spot someone on a back alley, I'll attempt them. I'm aware that there are like aberrational people. I'm also going to help the guy who was grumbling about lifting boxes because I'm very strong.
You do it.
There might not actually be aberrations here if this is an enemy port to them, essentially.
And
This might be one of the places where actually aren't.
the guy with the crate. What's the guy with the heavy box? What is he selling?
It is iron swords from down below. It's a fire giant who is with a couple Agirs selling his very stylized scimitars.
If the fire giant is struggling picking something up, I doubt you're going to be able to help.
I'm certainly try.
It'll be we'll make it the Agirs that were grumbling.
All right.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Right. I'll
The
help
fire
him.
giant's too important to be carrying his crate.
No, he's the craftsman. No,
Yeah.
that's what the Agirs are for.
That's
They're
what the
servants.
help is for.
Yeah.
They get to bask in the higher ranked fire giant's work.
Yeah.
They get to touch the container that the crafts are in. It's an honor.
Those interested, here is the Iron Core document 1 that details the letter from Dipper.
Oh, that one!
Oh,
Are we going to turn that over to them and get arrested again?
I'm not seeing it. Where is
See,
it?
look at all those little tidbits of lore you could have got if you used your damn
Yeah,
documents.
It's turned up in roll 20.
Yeah, it's on roll 20, James.
Oh,
That's
I'm
right.
not in.
Yes, we know.
Yeah, I'm not on the. I'm on the app, the Roll20 app on the phone. I can't access the chat on that. I can do dice roll. Yeah, helping those guys out.
He wants to stream and
Surface
everything.
thoughts of them, and then moving on. What's happening in the background?
I don't
Oh,
know.
dear.
Someone's
Blue.
being shouted at.
Blue, what's can you? Yeah.
is this Slender Man?
Wait,
Anyway,
Slender
I
Man.
continue. I continue on my way, and yeah, I'm sort of looking around, trying to, yeah, just inciting people, just seeing if they would be up for shady dealings. I imagine they're probably giving me a wide berth because I'm embers in the wind.
You're blown embers. It's not embers in the wind.
Whatever.
Get
Blown
it.
embers in the
Your terms
wind.
right.
It's I'm accidentally mistranslating because giant isn't my first language. What do you want?
No, that's fair. For a note, you also find that you cannot read the thoughts of anybody who is manning the Monstro Guild stall.
Holy shit, it is Slender Man.
Understandable.
Their thoughts are entirely blank. But more importantly, let's take a quick pause there as we
No problem.
ask Bob what the hell Bob is doing and what this image here is supposed to represent.
That's why I rolled on this random check for my D100.
Oh, it was close. He's still dead.
Still dead, and
I was just seeing what my luck was like
What
there.
worse luck would have been if you just tried to straight up check it?
practice a couple more times and let me know if you wanna take that risk when I officially call for it in roll 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
See if
For
roll 20
reference,
is
and they
kind
won.
to you.
For everyone watching, they rolled a 97.
All they needed was 2 extra destiny points
Yeah.
to tweak destiny just enough. But yeah, as Fate is going around getting the thoughts of people, we move over and just checking everyone else to get them a bit of time. The point, what are you up to?
So from the points perspective, some of the party went into that smoke shack, did something, got arrested, came out. He doesn't think that's particularly shady. He's gonna go and check that out.
Not for this party, it's not.
No.
Yeah, fair point.
Okay, so what are you checking out? The tent itself?
The smoke tent with the genie in it.
The smoke tent, what's being sold there?
They are selling a experience and recreational drug smoke.
Okay, so the point will.
Eye on secondhand smoke.
Yeah, and there are a few things missing that fuck you did put in his bag of holding.
You can see 3 smoke genasi currently trying to keep the tent up, and unbeknownst to them, because they're too hyper focused on trying to like quickly stop the whole tent from collapsing, the occasional shifting lamp appearing at one of the poles, and the pole suddenly undoing itself.
Oh, look, fuck you's running back over there and still fucking with them.
Would I
Like,
recognise
every
this
10
lamp from the ship?
Every 10 minutes, fuck you just goes over and just unties something.
Just kicks the freaking light post out.
Yeah.
You do. You recognize the very familiar
Lampshade.
lampshade that is your animate ally from the ship. I'll leave up to you whether or not you know it's you.
I think Point was the one that actively failed it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So...
The point will give the lamp a look.
The lamp will wave back.
We've got to get that lamp sorted out, and we'll attempt to help the fire genasi keep the thing up.
Smoke genasi, not fire genasi.
Oh, smoke genasi, yeah.
Yeah, that.
Slightly different.
Only smoke genasi for the smoke genie.
Yeah.
Smoke for the smoke genie.
They give you a quizzical glance, but as they kind of notice you're helping, they don't say anything and allow you to work, but they also don't proactively start a conversation with you.
They're like, oh, they're just being nice,
Okay.
I guess.
I think it's more a case of we shouldn't be letting them help us, but they're helping us, and hey, I can't keep running around all these poles, so I'm not going to grumble one extra helping hand.
This is less work for us to do.
They glance around, there's no genie there, and hey, the boss isn't here, so...
Yeah.
The point will attempt to chat about what they sell here, about any side effects.
What language do you use?
I'll try common dwarvish. If they don't respond, then oh no.
Give me a persuasion check. This will just be a flat roll.
No.
I'll give you advantage because you are helping them. They're more inclined to
Surface
talk to you.
thoughts as Fade Fuck goes past.
That's
Why do these
26
things keep
in the first
undoing
roll.
themselves?
Yeah. 26, nice.
And 18 in the second one, so 26 total.
They seem naturally hesitant to kind of stop, and for a second they kind of brush away, but it takes you like 1 or 2 false starts before you finally start a casual conversation with you. Something the third time was something funny that you said, try and add some levity to the situation that one of them ended up laughing at, and with that it broke down the barrier that they'd clearly built between you and them.
Ice broken, which should have been easier in the fireplace. Anyway.
Yep, exactly one of those jokes. And each time you talk to them, they keep glancing around as if they're searching for someone. Their eyes kind of darting towards the flaps at the back of the tent. Before eventually they kind of like they mumble under the voice and agree with you, and you start into a casual conversation. Is there anywhere you would like to take the conversation? Any particular topic or conversation or question you'd like to ask them?
Mostly just asking about what the smoke they're selling does. So any side effects, medicinal problems.
They detail to you the kind of the basics of the store effectively. They are different scented and flavored smoke infused with a variety of flavor. For all intents and purposes, it is a vape den.
I was going to say it's a vape den.
Oh no.
You can never trust the owner of a vape den.
Oh no.
Wow. I mean, we might have murdered the owner of a vape den.
The point's going to ask if they have any portable versions.
Oh no.
They stare and look at you for a second and like cock their head. But portable?
Do you sell...
Okay.
They look at each other.
Sort of the size of a wand.
It is exactly... It's not what I want, but it's what the point would do. The point is going to have a look at their smoke things and attempt to reverse engineer a vape pen.
They are massive glass chambers that are the size of like a bassoon.
It's a hookah pipe, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun fact: I've seen a couple of these places in Athens when I was there. It was really cool. I was like, wait, are they? Oh no, they're just vapes.
They're fucking
They're
everywhere.
really expensive.
When I went to Egypt years ago, they were fucking everywhere. But the actual like hookah places.
I think there's a
No, I
there's a
mean
hookah-
vape ones.
Yeah, I
there's
think there's a
vape ones now
hookah
all over the
place
place.
in Edinburgh somewhere.
There's one near Bristow
Yeah.
Square, yeah.
They were every like 15 like 15 shops along when I went to Egypt years ago. They're fucking everywhere.
Anyway,
Cool,
the
let's go
point
there
is,
sometime. Anyway,
if there is a point at which the tent is relatively not falling over, probably not, but you know.
I don't know about that. Yeah.
In the 5 minutes between the 10-minute gaps
Yeah,
that Bucky
the
comes,
point is going to try some giant vape.
All right, you do so.
I'll hide. Just a point.
How high? Roll a d100.
100. Very.
I will roll a
No,
d100.
that'd be one.
Just for the
Because
fun of it.
imagine if this is the 100.
Yeah, if this is the 100, it'd be very funny. 24. Kinda.
I'm 24 high.
24 high.
Yes, the point's just going to keep trying to do that, and
All right. Actually,
Eventually
roll
we'll
me,
wander out when he
roll me a
realizes.
d12.
okay.
Oh no.
I would hope this is just for flavour.
That's a good point, actually. It's probably the weird, like,
Okay.
plant.
12.
12.
Well,
You got the good one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Take
12.
12 points of smoke.
Oak tree smoke.
It is!
Oh,
I
nice.
thought so. It's the freaking spires. Is what they use as like the base.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that.
So the point will vape
Oaks.
intermittently while also trying to keep up the tent, but
I
once
just realised.
he realizes this is a fool's errand, will kind of slip out.
I've just realised you're literally smoking acorns right now.
Yeah.
All right. As we switch over to Gwen, you've had some time. It has been over an hour now. You've been able to watch the port landings, hearing the still scorching winds above you, kind of just battering into the top layer of the wall. None of the ships have come and gone in that time. It looks like while there is activity in the dock, it looks like there isn't frequent ship travel here. Which makes sense given that it is an outpost in the outer realms as far as they're concerned. Most people here come in for like the morning shift or like come in for like a midday run or like or leave at like night or something, rather than like every single hour. But you do see a couple of patrols of guards, and they all seem to be coming and going to this from this large like sun-dyed tent at the back here that you see. This appears to be some form of central guard chamber or hut or outposting. There's always two standing in front at any one moment, and periodically every about 4 hours, or what you'd reckon be 4 hours, since you have been here a little bit of time before that, but you managed to catch one in the changing of a shift effectively towards the end, as a pair of guards come in from that was patrolling around the area, go into the tent, and then 2 fresh guards come out.
For the first maybe 45 minutes, I would have had tongues up. Would have heard any kind of gossip as guards are walking around, because guards usually gossipy people with the boss isn't around.
There is a little bit of mention. Give me a perception check to see how much of you hear.
Come on, Gwen.
Hopefully, if you hear the vital parts that are actually relevant to the story.
Otherwise, they're talking about our arrests. 26. For Gwen, that's okay.
So they are the main topic of gossip that you've discovered is that there is some friction behind what you've come to gauge is the 3 main factions within the Foundry. They seem to be talking a lot about the giant hierarchy, which seems to be the central one. And the disagreements between the Lieutenant General Thermix, and disagreements and arguments being heard with both the members of the ingot merchants and the hierarchy enforcers. So that seems to be the main gripe, is that there's a little bit of disagreement between the three of them. The ingot merchant seemed to be constantly grumbling about the acquisition of material by what I'm going to call the noble military faction. So the Lieutenant Phoenix is like the fire giants themselves. And the squandering of resources to expand the search for the remaining fragments of Imix's crown. And how it's been so many years since they discovered the last piece that you'd think they'd be able to come up with a bit more of an efficient searching method rather than just like spreading out and like kind of fracturing through the mountainside to find it. As well as like rumors that the hierarchy in enforcers have been spending a little bit too much time focusing on searching for contraband and seizing any letters to the outside and kind of searching them over. There's been a lot more scrutiny of mail recently that they are particularly annoyed by, given that the fire giants are the ones who main forest. And also there's been questions about the almost separation of loyalty between the smiths and the military aspect. Disagreements about how Azures are being treated, how much like leeway and trust the Azures have been given, how much the elementals have been given. That hierarchy isn't properly being followed.
Because we know Lord Firmex isn't that highly thought of, don't we, from the documents?
You know that he is highly thought of in terms of, or at least highly loyal from the fire giants. Given that they're very strict with the hierarchy, but maybe not necessarily among the lower elemental races. The other thing of gossip is the forces are focusing on is dissent effectively among the younger elementals and Agirs. Yeah, there isn't quite as a strict tradition as there should be in respecting the hierarchy. Too many Republican ideas of meritocracy and skill rather than presidents and tradition.
It's why they wanted to keep Zormir a secret, because he's annoyed.
Oh yes, and that would be absolutely frowned upon, and actually, well, not even just frowned upon, but immediately acted upon by the hierarchy enforcers, who are very adamant about maintaining that caste system found within the monarchy.
Okay.
That's the general gist that you get from just overhearing their gossiping for over an hour.
Do I get a good idea of their patrol patterns at least?
Yeah, they're pretty rudimentary patrol patterns. They kind of stop and inspect each of the ships as they go by on the left, and then they kind of do a clockwise pattern around the Iron Landing. You see one or two younger fire giants come and go with what appears to be stone tubes. So it appears to be messengers will arrive periodically, but other than that, you don't see any of the giant. And you see some of the giants with kind of looser uniform regulation go towards the teleporters and vanish. But apart from that, you never see any of the active patrols use the teleporter. They are always on this level.
One more question. Are they prepping any of these empty bays for the next ship to come in?
They're not.
Fair enough, worth a shot.
It was worth a shot. I have an idea. So...
Okay, thank you.
All right then. All right, I guess we should check in with Zormir.
Yeah.
Find out what Zormir's doing. All right, Zormir, we check in and see if Zormir's about to die. Have you decided what you would like to do and how much you're really adamant of trying to get fire powers through this method?
I've come up with a better idea.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna. Okay, so if it comes in contact with me, it'll incinerate me. But would it affect my
Yes,
arm?
it's fire.
Would it affect my armor in any way? Would it melt the armor?
Yes, Apprentice Zormir, that is what fire does, yes.
Fire melts metal.
I'm glad my training is paying off.
Even if we turned it into a rune itself on the armor?
How are you planning on turning the fire into a rune?
Blend it with a couple pieces of arcanite I still have. I have
And is this arcanite touching the fire?
well, we can see how it reacts with these 2 pieces of arcanite. If it totally incinerates it, then the idea is not valid and worth. It's experimentation. Is that acceptable?
It's worth a try.
It is rather extreme and experimental. We don't really test with arcanite. What benefit did you see this for the fire giants?
If you
We
can
already
make
have control of fire, of the element of fire, and I dare say the hierarchy enforcer would never permit us to recruit non-fire giants to the ranks of Smith. That's why you're secret.
I know. It's more if it is possible, then it would make it easier for your younger apprentices and some of your other smiths to be able to work to your level and produce more of the armor quicker.
That's as a traditionally conservative culture. Let me just think about that. That change of tradition. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check, and this is going to have to be one hell of a persuasion check to overcome their innate biases.
Okay.
It's possible. It's a good
Oh,
idea. It's a
it's-
good idea. So.
It is a good idea,
Going
which is why you have a chance.
Yeah.
All right.
But it also is a dramatic change in how they have traditionally done things.
It's a big shift in the paradigm.
Okay.
Come on, Zome, get a good roll. That's not a good roll. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not.
No.
I don't think a 14 will make it somehow.
Would you like to do anything before
I
I announce
will
the
let
results?
Zormir re-roll that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, fair, they only have +2.
I think we want to save Zome's own one for him not dying to fire. Oof. You're not very convincing, Lou. I'm sorry.
It was.
It was worth a shot.
The elder Arzak kind of looks down at you, and, but then they wouldn't learn patience and resilience and the true essence of by cheating and taking a shortcut. While it would give them the skills, wouldn't give them the wisdom of interacting with fire.
It's not wrong.
I see your point. That was.
You cannot shortcut effort and practice.
I do, and yes. What am I thinking? I understand what you mean. I need to hone my skills further. I fear if I want to control the flame like you do.
Yes, there is no substitute for putting in the work.
I'm sorry of my impatience. It was inspiring seeing your work, and
I know. I was a young upstart like you as well. But you will get there with time, Zormir. Maybe not in 100 years, maybe not in 200, but 300 to 400 years, and you too may have the skill necessary to handle primal fire.
oh, you don't look a day over 300.
Oh my! Oh, you
fire
flatter me, apprentice Zormir. No, I'm at least 1800 years old.
And still look as spry and strong as you, I'm sure, in your heyday.
I do. Yes, fire, while dangerous and temptress, is quite rejuvenating. Yes, really keeps a spring in your step.
Jamie,
Uh,
you
Yeah,
sounded like a
Apprentice
bloody
Zormir.
seagull there.
What?
Yeah,
that was
your laugh
lovely.
went seagull there.
Yes, I find that fire burns away all the dead skin cells.
It's really rejuvenating. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to make that joke.
Now, Apprentice Zormir, we have all the components. Are we ready to put together the prototype and test it?
Yes, I think we should put it together and see what it can withstand. And I'm sorry I can't be any more help than I have, other than inspiring you to this great feat that you have accomplished. But
Do not worry about it, Apprentice Zormir. We never expected you to.
mm,
We never expected it to work.
It's like,
That's right,
okay
you
if you
are
don't
just
already
annoyed.
meet their expectations.
it's like we didn't expect anything at all from you. So you've already exceeded what we expected, but you did
Yeah.
anything.
You're a winner in our
The
book.
fact you can even make metal is incredible.
The fact that you're not hitting it with a rock is already more than we thought.
Now, let us return the primal fire back to its cradle, and myself and one of my colleagues will take the prototype and assemble it and take it up to the higher levels. Take it to the barracks and test out the design. We want to mostly check that it functions and grafts to the individual without problem, and then we can test out some of the innate properties of the armor. Now this will be a little bit tricky, for you cannot be seen, you understand, Zormia, so must find a way to hide you away, but I think it is only fair that you are able to see the fruits of your labor, so yes, we will try and find a way to sneak you up with us. Does that sound agreeable, Apprentice
I
Zormia?
think the same thing. Just pocket
yes,
cow.
if I could have rested longer, I maybe have been able to use my magics to hide. But unfortunately, this we've been fairly active, and I can't see you waiting 8 hours for me to regain my powers to cast a spell to hide.
Oh, no, no. Then we wouldn't be able to make adjustments within the next couple hours.
Hmm.
No, no. This is truly just an alpha test, just to see that it functions, and then we'll add on some extra intricacies to the layer. Do a much slower build. This is quite fast. Even in our skill, there are some innate deficiencies introduced to the armor with such speed. No, no. It must be given more time to truly saturate into the primal fire if we wishes to get a much higher quality item. No, this is a rough sketch of an item for now. But it will give us an idea of adjustments to be made for the later prototypes.
This is common rarity. We want it mythic at least.
Yes, yes. Anyway, shall we get it going? I will also send one of us ahead while we put the pieces together down here to get an audience. Now for such a prototype, we just want to test it with a mundane soldier, make sure it works fine. I don't think it's quite ready for the bigger demonstration just yet. Yes, no.
The test to see if it doesn't decapitate the wearer.
That's what we wanted. Bureaucracy getting in the way.
At this point,
All I'm
you
thinking
could
is
suggest using Alvina.
Oh, I was thinking it's going to end up like the hammer tech from Iron Man 2.
I was thinking it, you know, the one that twisted
Yeah,
backwards. And,
yeah.
like, that guy survived.
I mean, that red fire blanket might be able to hide me.
That's what?
Those
We-
red,
we-
the red blanket that I tried to hide from you earlier. Would that be enough?
The smothering cloaks, yes, yes. Yes, yes. I suppose if we cradle you in that and put you in my pocket, we can just don't be seen, okay? Oh
Yep.
no. I suppose I could pass you off as a snack.
Yeah, I literally. Okay,
A snack, a snack with two C's, right?
I'm burrito.
Yeah, you're basically a steak burrito.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're a steak burrito at this point.
you're a happy meal.
I mean, yeah, basically, because you're wearing metal, you're basically in tinfoil.
Right. Well, let's get everything together, and then we'll head up. Is there anything else you wish to say or do, Apprentice Zormia? But before we get ready to go test the prototype of your ingenious idea
Hmm.
of
I-
iron core armor suits.
Mm,
Would there be any chance of getting a bit of the metal to study myself, or was that beyond?
The bits of the which bit of metal?
Or
The Emberlock alloy or
the alloy we used in the new armor?
That's envelope.
yes, the Emberlock alloy. Yeah, alloy.
Yes.
Oh, A there. Oh,
Ally.
oh yes, certainly. How much of it would you like?
Enough for a gauntlet.
As much for Zormir size suit.
That'd be good.
I mean, how much would you be willing to give me?
As much as possible within realms of acceptability. Basically,
Yes,
Well, let me see here. If I just look around, we did have some spare scrap that we didn't use and some spare ingots that we made up that didn't have to be used. Yes, whenever we're crafting something, we automatically put any remainders into ingot form. It's very convenient for travel.
It makes
And
sense actually. If you've got the ability to melt, like mold metal, make it into storage shit when you're done with it.
But what? Let me just look around here, and Zormir, go ahead and roll me a d12 -2.
Get a
Oh.
12. Get a 12.
D12 -2. All right.
Get a 1. Somehow you have to give them an ingot.
11! Yes!
nice.
9. 9 Emberlock alloy ingots.
Oh yes. Oh look, here's a crate I didn't use.
Here's some offshoots that we put into this convenient crate.
Oh no, yes. Well, this was going to be for the next prototype, because we had some leftover obsidian iron to use. But I suppose I can give. These are quite large. Well, at least for you. For me, they're quite small little bars. But do you have a way of? Do you want just the one? I don't know if you can carry all 9.
How
Do you have a-
heavy is one?
Yeah, how big are they each? You can have like 3 maybe.
To be fair, they're cool. They're the regular ingot size for the sake of game mechanics. They're just really small for the giants.
Mm.
So like one of them is a decent. Actually, it's quite light. Surprisingly, it's got a kind of like aluminium weight to it.
That actually kind of makes sense because
Yeah.
it's kind of like a titanium-y stuff, which is light.
So like all 9 of them. What is your innate strength? Do you have higher than 12?
Yes.
Mine is 19.
Oh yeah, then you can easily
I've
carry them. Do you have space for 9 large bars? They're about 2 hand widths big.
I actually think Zumba's carrying that much, weirdly enough.
And
Do you have a bag?
yeah, I've got a bag.
Everyone's got a
don't have
backpack.
I don't have a bag of holding. I've got a normal backpack.
Yeah, I would have said
Then-
backpack if I meant backpack. I meant a bag of holding.
Are you
Or just
carrying
holding.
a lot in your backpack? If not, then sure. If so, you might need to like move some out just to make room, because generally your backpack will mostly be full of adventuring gear if you haven't ditched already.
Uh,
I don't think you have too much. I think Alvina and because we got fuck you with the bag of holding, and Alvina's a hoarder. So
Yeah,
then
but you also,
which
you
have
also have the large glass tubes that are slightly bigger than one of the ingots.
Oh, you have the jars. That's the only like large thing you have.
These are the jars that Jam gave you, right?
Yeah.
Because do you guys remember the glass cylinder that they catch Stitch in from Lilo and Stitch?
Oh, those things.
Right, so that's what
Jam.
I'm imagining that Jam gave you, but slightly
Oh.
smaller than Stitch sized.
I've never
So
seen
it would
those.
be from like one side, it's like chest width. So not quite
You
soldier
really need
width,
to
but
see Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
All right. So
but it would take up like a third of your room in a bag for one of those glass cylinders alone.
Right. So apparently I gave you less than 4 of them, so I mean, which is what I said I gave you.
okay, I will take off. I will edit the name of the thing so it's not 4 jars.
I gave you like, let's say I gave you like 2.
I was
I'll
picturing
just-
more like a
I'll take 1.
4 pint or a 2
It's
pint.
because I imagine
thing.
that because I know they're big enough for like a dragon egg, so I assume they'd be a little bigger.
I would have took 1 because I would have went. They're not all fitting in my bag. I'll take 1.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be even lucky to get that. Well, the bag is empty. The jar is empty, so I could put the
You put stuff in the jar.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Or you
Use a
could have
jar
given
as
us-
a jar.
It's a
you
little
could- yeah, or
awkward
you
and
could have-
inefficient, just because obviously rectangular ingots into circular or cylindrical thing.
Oh no,
Um,
I think he means like put other stuff that's already in his bag into the jar.
Or you could have just given all your stuff to Alvina or fuck you to put into the bag of holding until
I'm just
you got
imagining,
a jar that given by the amazing
you
Jam.
you
that was
eventually
still
get a chance
code.
to like use the glass cylinder to scoop out some fire, and you're just like quickly pulling out like rope from it first.
Rope,
Alright, let me just
socks,
empty this.
rations, dirty underwear, all that.
I'll just
jar of
chuck
holding.
away
A
this
squirrel.
I'll chuck away this tinder box. I'll chuck away these
Just throw it
torches.
into the lava behind you.
Oh my god.
Python.
Chucking a tinder
oh.
box into lava.
I'll
Oh
chuck
wait,
these
that was,
7.
those were my house keys. Oh
See a little
man.
spark, a little tiny spark before they're gone.
I'll give them the metal from the pittons just to be like, well, this is metal. I don't need that anymore.
Looks down at the inferior quality metal. Oh, if you
Here's a-
insist it's metal.
I don't need
I mean,
this.
they're basically toothpicks for them.
Yeah.
It's smaller than toothpicks.
Yeah,
Yeah, a little
Uh,
bowl.
They're ear studs.
yeah.
I don't need the hammer anymore.
Ooh, what piercings.
Right, well, you don't need to give us the rest of the list. I'm assuming you make space, and
Yeah,
with your
you
high
cut
intelligence,
everything
are
out.
able to Jenga your way or Tetris your way into an efficient allocation of the remaining of your bag space.
Yeah.
But the bulk of it is going to be taken up by these ingots and one glass cylinder, and like 1 or 2 other things you can keep in your bag. The rest is just going to be strapped around your person. So start tying those
So the
quilts
rope's
and jumpers around your waist.
I got
Just put it
obsidian.
into your put it into your prosthetic arm and leg.
I'll put the gold dust into the jar and the cracked iron, the cracked indicone.
Oh yeah, the gems. You know you know. So your arm and leg, by the way, that are missing. Is it like hollow?
No,
It
it
is
basically
not.
is a solid.
I was wondering if
thing.
the arm was the outside of it and that allowed you full function. It was a hole, so you just shove all your clothes down the arm.
No, it basically
Can you imagine
becomes.
him? Can you imagine that actually happening?
Yes.
Like Zarmir, I've lost like I keep losing pens. Oh, I don't know where those are going. Why is your arm rattling? And you're like, no,
Oh no.
you pissed me off
Alright,
one too many times.
Zormir, is there anything else before we head back to the party?
Zarmir takes a turn for evil.
I'm just gonna say I look forward to seeing how well this works. It's
Alright,
going to
well,
be weird pretending to be a snack.
Come back to you in the next game hour as you test your prototype. We head back to the party shenanigans.
Wait, hold on.
We determined it was
Told me it
hijinks
wasn't
this episode.
shenanigans. Putting me down earlier.
Oh yeah, just hijinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right,
Shenanigans
that's
is
right,
next
love them.
episode.
Well done. I was testing you, and you all passed.
Yay!
You don't
What?
immediately die.
I'll take it. You know what? I'll take it.
All right. Other than causing chaos, let's go around the check since it doesn't seem like the party has a coherent idea of what they're doing.
Albina actually has an idea now.
All right,
Yeah,
Albina, discuss your
I'm still
idea, and then I'll
selling
go around
coffee.
everyone and check what your characters are doing.
Okay, so I'm gonna just go. I come up with an idea, and I go to the point. Hey, point. You know you've been investigating a bunch of things. You think
Yeah.
you could find out what cargo is designed to be taken onto the ship tomorrow?
I can try.
Yeah, and see if you can find some crates, particularly large ones.
I will do that. I still don't speak giant, so I'll be more looking.
I mean, you can go and you're the person who can actually talk, and I'm sure you can grab Fade wherever they've gone.
Yeah, so I'll start having a look around, see if there are any crates getting prepared to be moved. It's due to arrive tomorrow, right?
Yeah, at some point tomorrow is what we got.
Okay.
We don't have the things.
All right, give me an insight check as you're having a look around, and actually, give me an intelligence insight check as you kind of get an idea of the logistics and piece together what could be cargo and what isn't.
This is
Second.
why I had the point do it.
Yes. Insight's usually wisdom, right?
Normally, yeah.
So +6.
It's this time it's intelligence though, so I imagine you've got better.
Yeah, I've got 2 more modifier in intelligence than.
Hell yes.
Yeah, 21.
Nice.
All right. You can spot a number of since I'm pretty sure we're already past midday, so we're coming up to evening time now to effectively go into the third part of the day. We'll be a couple hours away from dusk. There are definitely some that's fair. You definitely notice there are shoppers preparing stuff, and you start to kind of discount them as they start to wheel things back to their ship. It looks like 2 of the ships here are actually just here for export, so they're just here to buy things and are kind of cleaning out a major of the area. It looks like the ships are collections of various traders and things are from various other ports.
Okay.
But as you're looking around, you can see 1 or 2 larger boxes occasionally being wheeled to the guards post at the far end of the dock. There's things that occasionally come ship up from the teleporters by shears to the various stalls, and they start switching out their goods or replenishing stock before eventually those go away. It definitely looks like a good 2/3 to maybe 3/4 of the stalls here are internal export.
Okay.
And only a quarter of them are actually here from the ship, as you occasionally see 1 or 2 go back to the ships to restock their supplies as well. You also note out that those ships are also the ones they are also seeming to buy things for. So it looks like while they sell things at this dock, they also replenish it and buy presumably things that they aren't able to get wherever they're from, or not as good a deal. And those are specifically, actually, you start to notice that those stores are ones specializing in non-metal or craft.
Okay. In that case, I'll be looking out for a stall that specializes in non-metal, but also isn't going to a ship currently because their ship won't have arrived yet.
Yeah, ones that are getting like stock ready for transport, but
Yeah.
aren't in any hurry to move it.
As you're going about, you notice there aren't any of such a crates from the main area, but as you kind of come and join Gwen over in the dock area, you pinpoint this closest ship here as offloading crates, but they're going directly into the guard's hut or the guard's tent.
Okay.
Give me. Would you just know this?
I mean, it's standard, like, customs check, surely.
Entirely possible.
It was more just if
gonna
you
look for
pinpoint
a
the
shipping
ship.
manager on my scene.
There's only like well, technically there's more ships than there are actually on the map. There's a lot of smaller ones, but map size. But you have high intelligence and can probably hold large amounts of details and know. So from your studying, and also I'm assuming you're just writing some of this down,
Yeah, of course.
so you don't need to remember all of it. I don't know. I'm assuming the intelligence character uses pen and paper.
Yeah, well. certainly not
You
on airplane.
recognize the ship as you're kind of looking. You're making little notes like who is traveling where, as this ship belonging to the Monstro Guild.
Which one was that?
The
one
ship
that
for
Gwent-
the Monstro Guild.
No, as in which ship?
Which ship?
I'm just going to say this one here.
Okay.
One of
Oh.
4 ships
The
on
one that
map.
Gwent is avoiding.
Okay, yeah. That one. Maybe not that one.
Seemingly unmarked. But it is the only one that seems to be offloading things into the guard's tent.
Interesting.
I have a theory as well that might be.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's useful for us or not.
Yeah. I think we're thinking the same thing, possibly. So.
Other than that, the only other things that you know, especially are probably the crates coming up from the teleporter and going also into the guard's tent. None of the stalls are preparing anything.
Okay,
It
so
also occurs to you they probably wouldn't if they're native here. They'd probably just keep it down and only take it up and put it somewhere.
so
to
it's
put in.
probably the ones in the guard's tent that we need then.
Yeah, it's probably the crates
Or
coming up from
want
the
to hide in, yeah.
teleporter. It wouldn't make sense for the items to come from the stalls themselves for those who store them down in the warehouses.
Okay, and we can't use the teleporters. So getting down to the warehouses is probably
You can't use the teleporter as the hard bit.
we can't use
you
the
have
teleporter.
seen fire giants and Agirs using the teleporters without any sort of keys or anything. It seems to be activated by some form of biological signature.
What I was thinking was, can we hide in a crate that's about to be taken down to the warehouse? Switch crates, but we wouldn't know which crate's down there.
Yeah, that's the
Back
problem.
up.
And which ones don't just go straight down to the forge?
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah. There is a theory which I've just had. There's a big fucking hole in the middle of this whole building, right? Which goes the whole way down.
Yes, that is what the central ring is. It goes all the way down to the forge.
Is there a way to find out what floor the warehouse is on?
If you could somehow see through the smoke, potentially, but currently that entire area at this level is obscured.
I was meaning is no like
or you could
directory.
Or just asking
no,
around.
there is
What was
A
in our map?
Big map, yeah, big map saying you are here.
there's unfortunately no map here, so this isn't a tourist destination. It is a military base.
About our
No,
map.
as in our resistance map.
Does that say which house? I can't remember if that says where the warehouses.
Yeah.
It would have said no. You know which one is the crafts, and the other one. One of them is intakes. So it's possible it could be on that, but there's nothing that specifically says warehouse.
Okay.
Your only gauge would just be the generic titles that they have. Yeah, here we go. Yes, you know that you're on the docks of Iron Landing. You know there's a resistance level 1 and intake on level 2. Apparently you gotta be cautioned there because there's shite plumbing and lava overflow is common.
Okay.
There is the crafts layer and the workshop layer, and then the forge.
Okay.
So the warehouse is really on one of those. The only warehouse you would have seen so far is the one that you literally came through through the tunnel, but that one looked to have been derelict and not in use.
Yeah, it's not the main warehouse.
But it does suggest then that I believe you came in on level 3 for crafts. That maybe they store them on crafts, or maybe there's warehouses both crafts and workshop.
Okay.
So it depends what they're exporting, and if they're exporting just the raw ingots and swords and armor and like the base stuff, or if they're exporting more of the jewelry and decoration and like finer refined details and metalwork.
Okay, dumb idea. Who wants to be a nuisance? So the idea is, if we can somehow find out what's in the crates that are going into the guard tent, that gives us an indication of where they're coming from.
Good call.
So if we can like trip up one of the people coming up.
I've thought of one way we might be able to do something. So fuck you as a gremlin, right?
Goblin, yeah.
No, as in personality, not
Personality-wise,
species.
yes.
Metaphorical
Yeah,
gremlin.
basically, is there enough line of sight for me to get eyes onto the inside of the tent if the door's open? Like, is there a direct line, or is there too much just blocking the route?
Given the large central, I'm gonna assume they're like mini ship ports. They are heavily obscuring it. You'd have to get really lucky to line up a line of sight through them. The only other direct line of sight you guarantee is if you're kind of over here past the ships. This empty dock slot. I'm gonna call it dock. This empty
Lot.
dock over here lot over here might be the best bet.
Okay. Because I basically thought, if fuck you, I'm mainly thinking fuck you because fuck you is the most likely to be able to get out of it easily. Causes some sort of commotion, causes the guards from the actual tent to come over, which would mean that we get a bit of brief time to look into the tent with Alvina's eyes, because she doesn't need to be close.
Put some mini ships in here.
And if that fails, while the distraction is being caused, sneak in.
I mean, whilst you're planning that, fuck you's just wandering around at the moment, pickpocketing people to try and get $5,000 that you wanted.
Yeah, I appreciate
Oh,
it.
oh my god.
I mean, you're causing a problem. It's actually working forwards to the plan. There's also a reason. There's also a reason why I don't want Alvina to do it, because she doesn't want all the shit that she's got on her to be looted, because that will cause way more problems for everyone involved.
Add some mini ships to the ship wheel.
Yeah.
Look at this.
So yeah, does that seem like a bit of a plan? Because then we can actually like get to the crates and maybe hide in the crate, which is pretty much my idea. Gotta be honest, hide in the crate and get loaded onto the ship, break out when we're in the air, and kill everybody on board and steal the ship.
Yep. We should maybe work out how we're going to. Well, so we've worked out how we're going to do that. We should make sure we have Zormir first before actually just going and waiting in the crates.
No, we've said the theory. Also, we've got a little communicator.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean, if Assassin is still asleep, fuck you can at least tell Zormir.
Yeah, we've got people who can do it essentially.
So shake Assassin, use them as an unconscious.
As a barely conscious like telephone, essentially,
Yeah.
because it's not using a resource, so I think it should probably be fine.
Yes, sending it were, if I remember right.
Yep. That's like the special thing about the ability.
What's the rest of the party doing? They want to do anything different to this plan, or?
I was still.
I'm just.
Oh,
so go ahead.
No, please.
I'm just spending my time now just staring through the smoke at the guild to see if I recognize any faces, or just to keep a mental list of faces.
It's Gwent's murder list.
Right. So you wouldn't recognize anyone here, but you do start memorizing and etching their faces deep into your memory.
Good.
All right,
James.
Question:
does Gwent say a list of names before he goes to sleep every day?
Alphabetically starts with Alvina.
That's why you've taken a couple levels of rogue.
A senator is no one.
The centaur has no name.
I like that. Yeah, I was doing my my mind reading plan that sort of fell apart, I guess, since we left.
You got some useful information, but without more detail. Remind me if you were looking for anything more specific other than just listening to people's thoughts.
Well, I was going to try and sell this coffee to try and raise some money, because I have none, because it all melted into my leg, and then possibly use that money to bribe a guard so that I could have some sort of, not shipping manifest, but gain access to see what ships are arriving the following day, and if stock control would, what sort of things, or even just like I would make up the coffees and bring them to the guards and hope to overhear something and pretend to be just this the servant, because I've got the look of a weird creature. They're not going to pay me any mind. They're going to be like, ugh, what's that? Ugh, get out of my sight. Coffee, free coffee, nice. I'll
As
take
you go to each of the stalls and you probe the surface thoughts and pitch your idea, they do listen to you to see what you have to say, and even when you mention wanting to sell something to you, they don't immediately shut you down. As you complete your pitch of coffee, each one of them gives you a resounding nope. And their surface thoughts come back as, yeah, I'm not risking the ingot merchant's wrath for some fucking coffee. It ain't worth it, mate. And go about their business. Would you like to do anything before switching to the guard's idea?
It has. Oh, would I reveal? No, I don't think. Oh, the professor wouldn't. But what does Fade do? Fade remember the Arcanites? Really? Well, they must remember. It's really rare.
Roll a dice to see if you remember.
I would give them a free sample, like an espresso shot of it, because 10 portions of the Arcanite dust, like even.
I haven't given
being
it to you
generous.
yet, by the way.
Well,
I can if you ask.
Well, could I maybe take 2 portions of it and then just give it out as like free sips and samples and such?
I'll give you 2 portions for this kind of plan, yeah. It's literally like it's actually a resource. I need to know how many you want. Essentially.
Yeah, I'll give them a free espresso shot of it, and if they want a much larger one, just themselves, where we wouldn't technically be selling it, we'd ask for donations. Wink, wink. But yeah, I'd give them an espresso shot worth to see what they feel like.
Okay, so let's just find out if they take your espresso shot, and let's roll a check here. High number. They are so impressed with your espresso coffee substance that they're willing to risk their entire livelihood on it.
I'm
low
not
roll
selling it.
is they do not. You ready?
Yeah.
No, that's a negative 15.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 4 on the roll as well. Yikes.
Unfortunately, while they enjoy your spiced coffee, none of them are willing to risk their entire
livelihood,
profession and life.
Do they at least flip me a couple of copper for my trouble? I have
Give me a
no
persuasion
money,
check. Let's see how much of a charmer you are.
This classic homeless coffee merchant.
Hey, come on, let's see how charming Fade is.
This is the 3rd week in a row where I've really not enjoyed having not having persuasion rather than deception. All right, okay.
Maybe stop doing salesman pitches then.
Start lying.
Damn.
I thought we said stop doing salesman pitches.
13.
Used car salesman pitches. This is not.
They flip you 13 coppers.
Nice.
Hey.
I'm gonna add that to my character sheet. The only money I have, 13 copper.
You have infinitely more money than you started with, so this is technically a positive.
Oh no, I had 30 platinum when I started this. Like I had so
different
much
character. Doesn't count.
That's what happens when your character dies. Lose all
Yeah.
your crap.
Yeah.
This way your character dies to nuclear weapon at least.
Oh, I've got a thing in my inventory. Evil orb with a thing inside. It wants to be opened. Huh.
Oh yeah, you do have that.
The mind flare egg.
Yeah.
The weird egg thing that we bought from
That was
the
what
shop.
my downtime activity was that I was trying to remember those 4 weeks ago. To identify
It was the natural
that.
it was the natural one on the sale on the salvage chat.
Anyway, I'm gonna go do a coffee run for some guards in the hope that I can see some whatchamacallit, secret information. I would like to take a sneaky character with me, anyone who volunteers.
Alvin is gonna do it.
You know what? I go to book you and say
The
you
good
want to
one for
have
that.
another chance at a better time of it than last week.
Oh no! Don't have you two together again.
Let's.
No.
Surely it can't go bad 2 days in a row, right?
It's not even
Just
2
like
days in a
2
row. It's
hours
about,
later.
Yeah, it's a couple hours later.
2 hours in a row, right?
I mean, yeah, sure, let's go for it.
You're gonna blow up the mountain. The volcano's going to
accidentally-
erupt.
You're gonna accidentally shut the port down. No one gets in or out. Damn.
Oh,
Um,
no.
I mean, I've
Yeah,
got those
cool.
smoke pellets from earlier.
Yeah, great. I will also invisiblify you.
Okay, cool.
If you're not still.
No, it
I mean,
would
they-
have dropped when I.
Uh,
Dimension Dud.
Yeah.
Hey, you always got those 7 remaining invisibility scrolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's find out what they are. One of them, at least, is probably a fireball.
I'll identify all those later on tonight. But for now, I'll ask Alvina for as much of the Arcanite as she can spare.
Okay. I'll keep 1 on me, so I'll give you 7 more.
Okay, cool. I'll attempt to make a bunch of coffee. Oh, I don't have any beans. Shit.
I have actual beans.
Yeah,
They're
it's
not
not stopped
coffee
you
beans.
last time.
They're not, they're not coffee beans, they're just actual beans. They're like baked
I mean-
beans.
Yeah.
So I
Maybe
thought we were
that's
just gonna
why
buy
people
some
didn't enjoy
beans
it.
from the traders.
I will
Oh, yeah, you can
spend
probably
my
buy
first-
some coffee
I will
beans. Also.
spend 13 copper
Oh,
on
put
coffee
on coffee
beans.
beans.
Yeah, the circle of trade.
I mean, use lentils. They're cheaper.
All right. You come up to these guards. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check if you want to offer them some strange beverage.
No.
Oh,
it.
and
You're the
do it
one
at
who
disadvantage
picked us.
because you're blown embers, and the guards don't trust you.
I mean, I wouldn't trust what Fade looks like,
No.
regardless.
Can I make it a deception check?
Because it's not actually coffee. It's something we found in
Yeah.
a gutter
I
somewhere.
will. I will allow deception, but still at disadvantage.
I tell them it's good.
You
It's-
spin them some tale about it being a miracle liquid that will make them feel great.
Snake oil!
It's a miracle elixir that yes.
It gives you wings.
Makes you
Did,
do
They
did
put
anyone
his hair on your eyes.
did anyone give me bardic inspiration at
Nope.
any point? No.
The point
I
being,
gave you-
I gave you one
recently.
before, but I think you used it.
No. Yeah, that's
I like
that's
the
long gone.
idea that Point is aware of what's going on here and is just looking over at the non-charismatic character and just being like,
I'm trying.
Alright,
Okay?
I don't speak the language. I'm just studying it.
I'm trying.
I don't know what they're trying.
Dirty
Yeah.
20 though, using my knowledge from
Ah,
past
okay.
life. That's another one gone.
the two of them eye you, and one of them
Oh.
tentatively reaches out a hand to take the beverage.
when do the Knowledge of the Past Lives come back, by the way? Because holy shit.
Long rest.
How many have you used? You've used like 9.
I've not used 9. I've used 3.
In the past like 3 sessions?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Because you've used at least 2 today.
You've used 2
I've used-
today, and
this-
you've
this
used
is
a
the second
couple
one.
last week.
There's the second one today. Oh, sorry. I didn't mark down the one from earlier. So I have 1 left now.
Hello, Errol.
Yes. Yes, Cat. I do have 1 left. Dirty 20.
Begrudgingly takes the beverage, gives it a little sip, goes, This is not bad. It's bitter and spicy and oh yes, you got to try some of this. And then the other one reaches out and takes the second beverage. And they start sipping it. And they kind of nod to each other. Yeah, it's all right. They look back at you and wonder why the hell you're still here.
Oh, I keep on going through. I attempt to keep on going through the guard post and just giving it out to as many people and say it's, I don't know, like a gift from my master, Mr. Kraken. And
That's one way to do it.
I will read
Oh,
their
no!
surface thought.
Hilariously, that was just a check if one of the guards you'd previously interacted with was still here. It rolled in your favor. All of them are off shift now.
I will read their surface thoughts when I mention his name.
All right. Well, you obviously get the very like, oh wow, this is actually pretty good. What is? What do we say? We've already established they have coffee here.
I know, but it's red arcanite. I think
This is
the weird
like,
bit.
yeah, it wouldn't be like, what is this? It's like, yeah, this is an interesting take on coffee.
Yeah.
It's Origin brand being.
I wonder what they put in this coffee because we know what coffee is. We've established this is a thing now. But more importantly, one second, I need to actually roll for this.
Ooh.
They think it's odd that you bring up Mr. Kraken and are like, why is Mr. Kraken giving us coffee? This Mr. Kraken? One or two of them doesn't know who that is.
Yeah.
Only a couple of them are aware of it, or aware of that is, and are like, why?
It would be like the Kingpin is sending you coffee.
Be afraid. Be
Oh
very
no,
afraid.
is it poisoned?
Wants you to know how
And the
good of a
final one.
job you-
The final one, because 13 still positive result. It's also unfortunate. For some reason, this guy really likes to monologue in his head and gives you this whole paragraph of exposition.
Hooray! I'm
This is a
in.
coffee connoisseur.
No,
Coffee
this
gun.
guy's Mr. Kraken, big fan.
This guy's a weird political buff for some reason. It's just like
There's always one.
Mr. Kraken. Actually, before they go into monologue, just repeats that Mr. Kraken and just looks at you. He's like, Mr. Kraken, the leader of Oh god, Chris has forgotten it. What's that?
That's a good sign.
Pull up a map. Where's my maps?
The Monstro Guild, yeah.
PFP is.
But
I mean,
Mr. Kraken, the leader of Minds Expanse.
Minds Expanse, yes. Minds Expanse, exactly.
Well, why is the guild leader of Minds Expanse? Why is he giving us coffee? Is this from the Monstro Guild? Why are they giving?
Oh, it really was.
Are they testing a new bet? They are the ones who secretly run all the coffee shops. Do you know?
Of course I know that. We're just trying out a new beverage and expanding into. We're thinking of opening another shop right on the dock side to
Designed specifically for fire giant.
exactly.
Well, if you want my feedback, and immediately seems to have like absorbed all of your attention. It doesn't let you leave at all. Oh, so here's my feedback to the got a very nice note. Maybe if you do a bit more punch, a bit more spice into it. Yes.
Yeah.
And how much are you thinking of charging for these?
How much would you be willing to pay? And at this, I just sort of let Fuku go around this guy's office and have a look for shipping manifests and log into his computer or whatever the in-world
Nick
equivalent
his
is.
keys.
Nick his keys, all
Pet
that.
his
shit.
dog.
Yeah. I'm being a complete.
It should be noted that Minds
That was my
Expanse
goal.
is not actually run by aberrations.
Hmm.
Krakens might not be reparations. He might not even be a Kraken, to be fair.
It's fair. Krakens aren't aspirations; they're monstrosities.
Yeah, I was like, I don't. So that one's one of those depends on the person.
Yeah.
So I could not tell you.
But by D&D based mechanics, they are monstrosities.
Monstro Guild.
There's a different Kraken
Hold
that's
it.
also an aberration, though, isn't there? So, there was two Krakens.
Oh,
Yeah.
probably you get a whole bunch of offshoot Kraken.
Yeah, I thought there was just some weird shit. It's Krakens. They're already weird.
Yeah, so with Fade distracting these guards, Fucky's just gonna wander into the guard post and see if there's any like important looking books because he doesn't know what giant things say in
You
giant.
can't read.
Alright, because this is a
actually
heavily
gotten some cool-
populated area inside the tent that you're going into, I'm gonna need a stealth check at disadvantage.
So flat roll because I'm invisible.
Yes.
That would be. Where's my stuff? There it is.
As you're having to weave your way among boxes and
I'm
personnel
gonna
inside.
destiny that.
Yeah, here's a 2.
Oh, yeah, that's
I'll
fair.
take that.
Yes.
Now, for most people, the piles and valleys of crates inside this tent would be a hindrance to their stealth ability.
Oh,
But
here's
see,
where all the crates are.
those people are fools, and these crates aren't obstacles; they're platforms in which to
Exactly.
elevate your stealthery.
Stealthy is a word.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Kind of is.
As a goblin, you very quickly find yourself running along the tops of them.
Mhm.
Not only not needing to dodge people, but finding your path entirely clear of people on the boxes. Who provided these perfect travel mechanisms for you?
Every now and then,
What a
stepping on
blessing.
someone's shoulder, then they just like look around, just confused.
It's like Dishonored. Nobody ever looks up.
Yeah.
Yep. But yes, you find several desks of what appear to be higher-ranking fire giants. They look a little bit older. Their uniforms a little bit more fancy. They got a couple of little metal tags on their shoulder to denote a higher rank.
Mhm.
And one of these desks is currently empty. Of a person actually sitting and writing on it, and you can see a variety of documents scattered across it, just similar to all the others. But I imagine you'll go for the one without the fire giant sitting at it first, and then maybe you can branch it to the others.
He's gonna like stand essentially above these giants, just looking at the desk, just see what they're writing. See if there's any like pictures of boats or anything like that.
You look around, and as we all know, shipping manifests do not come with pictures of boats on them.
Fuck, doesn't know. They might have like
I know. I'm just player-wise.
pictures of the boats.
As the characters, Fuku looks around. No, none of these. They all seem to be writing on these thin stone sheets that are a little starting to be flexible for stone, almost like padded paper or like cardboard. As you look around all of them, you can see them being rolled up into tubes and handed to delivery boys as they run in and out of the tent. There's a bustle of area. There's a little lounge area with some what appear to be almost plushed couches set up, and several guards currently with disheveled uniforms kind of sitting down, relaxing, and enjoying what appears to be steaming coffee that a runner came in and gave to them. Not if there's no glitter of arcane to it. There's no fancy coffee. This all of it's wearing the branded of iconography of the coffee shop we mentioned earlier. That there's two of that I've already forgotten.
Cinder
Moonbot.
something.
Yes, Cinder's coffee. We're just gonna have there. They're all slipping away and chatting with it. They appear to be just relaxing after the ship before they head out. But you do know that you're used to military establishments of whenever you're working your mercenary work. While there is that offshore area, you notice that there's no gambling or heavy drinking going on. They appear to just be relaxing. There's still quite a lot of order. There's no boisterousness inside the tent, and you feel a slight pressure in the air that you might imagine from a room with employees and their superiors in the same room.
An actual
It looks.
barracks.
Yeah, it looks like while they are off duty, they are keeping to a strict discipline about how they behave, while there is superior officers nearby. But with all this information and unable to read the documents, other than they are all writing documents, and who knows how you differentiate between them, what would you like to do?
Fuck you, like, because he doesn't know what these documents that they're writing are. He's gonna look for something that could pertain to be a ledger book for ships.
All right. Give me an intelligence insight. And by any chance, do you happen to have a background in bureaucracy or any tools relating to writing and document keeping, like a scholar background or anything like that as well? Anything like that might give you more of an advantage to know what you're looking for.
He's a criminal. He's probably nicked an account book or two in his time.
Yeah.
You know what? I will add that is reasonable. As a criminal, yeah, I can see why you might have that knowledge. Go ahead and roll advantage.
Okay, I'm gonna roll it as a history because that's a bit modifier. Roll advantage. 19.
I've got advantage.
All right, as your criminal background coming in to give you that little bit of enhancement that you needed to recognize what is very clearly a shipping ledger, and it recalls back to your days of your criminal activity. Did we ever establish where Fuku was from? I believe it was Eros with half the rest of the party, right?
Yeah, it would have been Eros roughly. At least spent most of his time in Eros. And yeah, so fuck you. Essentially, previously, was running around with a couple of different parties that he either stole shit from and ran away, or they all died because fuck he's an immortal, and he doesn't die. And yeah, he would have just been like stealing shit, regardless of who it's from. Like he would have stole stuff from docks, from anything really.
Banks,
yeah,
bro.
banks,
Guilds, the whole shebang.
guilds, just random shops, people on the street.
His guards when they're arresting him.
Yeah, guards that are arresting him, cemeteries, tombs.
I've just realised you're Mulch Diggums.
Yes.
Hell yeah!
And not the one from the film, because that's just wrong.
I haven't even seen the film
Don't.
because it's an abomination. Is everything I've heard. The real Mulch Diggums is one of the best characters in those fucking books.
Yes, yes. For anyone wondering, that's the Artemis Fowl series.
Really read them; they're great. Particularly the first one.
Yes.
As you eye up the book, let's give you a quick. I'll give you let's see, there's what, like 6 now, so maybe a 1 in 6 chance. Let's see, a 6 and it's on the empty one. It's not on the empty one, unfortunately. It is currently sitting next to one of the fire giant captains, who is writing over a series of parchments, or of the stone parchments, kind of looking between them. He's not paying attention to the book sitting to their left.
Is it on at least the one next to the empty one?
Yes, it's a 5. It's next to the empty one. How would you like to get down and approach this? Are you getting down on the ground, kind of like sneaking over through the valleys? Are you attempting to do any aero
Dynamics
acrobatics to try and snatch it? Have you got any plan other than just trying to stealth over there and snag it?
I'm just looking.
Just so you know that this is a giant size, and as such, it is the size of a large cardboard box to you, effectively. In which you might actually be able to lie on it as like a small bed.
Okay,
it's a raft in case of emergencies.
It won't fit in my bag of holding then.
I have an idea.
Go on.
It's a 5 by 5 foot book.
I mean, yeah. I own a book that big.
Luke can go into the tent and suggest to one of the fire giants to give them the actual ledger.
Well, for Luke to do that, they need to get past the guards, as it is a forbidden area. Not immediately be attacked while in the tent for being in the forbidden area. Would have to be able to cast a spell while all the other guards are watching, and would immediately attack you if you were doing anything hostile.
I don't think you can manage this smoke. It's a bit far out.
Vinulu.
Now,
I've got an idea.
if you were to distract one of the guards and bring them away from the tent who might be guarding it, or one of the guards out on patrol, and suggest to them they go into the tent and retrieve the book, obviously trying to frame it in a logical way, but as a cultist, you're used to getting framing things in ways that people would think is a benefit to them. That could work.
You could maybe suggest to one of the guards to go get a captain for a reason.
If what I'm about to try doesn't work, we can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'll have suggestion as our backup plan. That's you might need it to save if you get captured in a second.
Right, I'm just gonna double check the wording of the spell.
That's always a good sign. Oh yeah, you're not the one who's cast invisibility,
Nope.
so you can actually do what you want.
But as soon as I cast a spell, make an attack, I'll become visible anyway.
Yeah, the spell doesn't care about the wielder.
Yeah.
The person with it.
How heavy is the book?
Good few pounds, probably. Maybe like a
To go
kilo.
with I'm gonna go with heavy. I'm gonna go with a 16 strength heavy.
Fuck.
Okay, but what weight would that be?
Less than 500 pounds for the sake of any spells.
Okay.
The book's probably heavier than Alvina.
Hey,
Well,
it's stone.
Yeah.
Look, okay, I don't have like a
500
handy
pounds.
cheat sheet of giant book sizes here. Okay, tell me what you want, and I'll see if it's reasonable.
Would it be less than 135 pounds?
Yes,
Okay.
we're just going with yes for the sake of me not having to think about this.
Honestly, it seems about right.
That's heavier than fuck you, basically.
I mean, that's fairly normal.
Yeah. Fuck you's gonna try position himself above the book somehow, if that's possible.
All right, I would require an acrobatics check if you're clawing along the like rafters in the ceiling.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
21.
Ooh.
Yeah, you easily make it.
Cool. So this is going to be simultaneous.
Okay.
Fuck you is going to find a nail sticking out of one of the rafters and pull it out.
Okay.
Just like a loose nail. There's usually loose nails in the rafter somewhere.
Yeah, I'll allow it. You find it.
He's gonna throw it, and so it, like, makes a noise to distract the fire giants on desks.
Fascinating physicals. Okay.
He's then gonna drop down on top of the book and dimension door out with it.
Okay.
Once again, focal point next to Alvina. That's your
Yep.
typical go-to. Oh yeah, Alvina will be over right there. Actually, I forgot to move her.
Do I need to roll anything to see if this would work?
Give me an Arcana check to see how well you can pull this off.
Okay.
Since this requires a bit of magical precision to shortcut some things.
12?
Yeah. It's a success. I'm gonna roll a check from the giants to see how distracted they are. With a bit of wisdom here.
Please.
There are some captain, so I'm gonna give them a +2 bonus to bring it up to +4. And if they fail this, for some reason completely unaware of the magic that was just cast next to them, given that Arcane Runes just flashed through the air for a couple seconds before gone. If not, then they understand the ramifications of what just happened.
Okay.
Oh.
Bugger.
As you vanish,
Mm-hmm.
the last thing you see in the room before you are suddenly thrown through the temporal door
Mm-hmm.
are several sets of fire giant eyes very quickly swiveling to take you in, their eyes growing wide and sunken with surprise.
Fuck you just does the shit-eating grin across his face.
They begin to rise in a panic. You hear the screeching of chairs as you vanish from the tent, reappearing wherever you choose to appear.
Appearing next to Alvina, and he goes, "Grab that, run!"
As for those keeping watch on the tent, you, after a couple of seconds, hear a commotion and suddenly a captain filing out of the tent and barking orders at the guards as a full search appears to be in progress.
Well, Alvina has just been told, hold this and run. So, Alvina has fuck you has appeared. Alvina was given an item and has gone.
Alvina, go ahead and give me a stealth check to see if you were just out of far enough away and out of line of sight that you did not get seen. Unfortunately, against their 16 passives, and that's not including the extra +2 that the captains have for 18.
Oh, actually, wait a minute. I just want to check something. Sorry. I might have advantage. I just need to check because I know I don't get advantage from my cloak here. But It's not a natural phenomena. No, I can't. I was basically going.
As,
The Mask of the Lamb
unfortunately
would have
for
been.
you, these fire giant guards are naturally trained to spot fleeing creatures in their duties as guards.
Because it's not
And as
suspicious of
soon as you
anything.
start hightailing it, every guard locks onto you
They're terriers.
as a little warning in their heads, all flash of only the guilty run. Get them. Several closer who have spotted you begin to give chase as you hightail it through the crowd. And where are you going, Alvina? Where have you set your eyes on for a destination?
Alvina has no plan so far, so she's gonna do the thing that she thinks is the correct decision. She's
Oh,
going
no,
to
I'm
run
smart.
to find Gwent, give him the book, and say, "Run."
As Gwen, a shiver runs down your spine as you notice the hostile air that has befallen the docks, and you can see discontent among the guards. Something's up. You sense this. There's danger afoot. There's hostility in the air as you turn and see sprinting directly at you.
At 90 miles, at 90 feet in 6 seconds with a large book. She goes, "Fuck, you didn't tell me anything. Take this and run."
So
The
that
cognition carry it.
Danger. And no, as Alvina, as Gwent clocks you just
it on
before
your
you reach
back.
them, Gwent, you have the choice of fleeing Alvina before they get to you, or accepting your fate. Which I'll get back to your decision in a
Yes.
second. The point. What are you up to while all this is happening?
I imagine the point is still just trying to work out which boxes are going to be best to hide in, completely unaware that this is happening.
Yeah.
It's a fool like documenting everything. It's like, no, I gotta complete this. Okay, there's a
Yeah.
fair enough. Lou Grimm, what are you up to? We'll never know. Sure, Lou Grimm is doing something.
The guard that's closest to Alvina. If I can get within 60 feet of him, would like to cast Hideous Laugh.
Tasha's hideous laughter on one of the
Tasha's hideous
guards.
laughter.
All right. One of the ones that are particularly close to Alvina, you managed to get in interfere with before they can get to Alvina.
Spell sniper would be 60 feet.
You can do a huge distance away, yeah.
Well, remind me, is this a charisma save?
I think it is.
Wisdom.
Oh, it's
Oh.
wisdom. Okay. We'll say this is just one of the regular guards who's already out on patrol. That is just a +2. That is a 14. Does that beat your DC?
No, it's
What is your-
17.
Nice.
Then one of the guards just while charging at Alvina suddenly falls to the ground and begins laughing maniacally
Maniacal laugh.
in fits of laughter. Lugan, while you're doing that, Fade, watching all of this as you were involved in handing out the coffee, are you still chatting to the guards while this is all happening as you were distracting them?
Just following
And are
them.
unaware of the plan? I believe you would have been. As you are chatting with the guards, still distracting them as part of the plan, you are directly there as the captain runs out and suddenly starts barking orders, and the other guards go running off, and now suddenly the captain is looking at you with a quizzical look, trying to gauge if you might be involved. What would you like to
The
do?
captain just runs out. A thing just took a book. A thing just took a book. Go find it.
A little thing just took a book and it's just a description of you who is buggered off and handed it off to someone else, who is then running off to hand it to someone else.
The two guards run away, and he just like slowly just starts looking down at Fade's like, "What's this?"
Want a coffee?
I hold up probably the final coffee to him. It's a new blend from Mr. Kraken, sir.
Give me a deception check at disadvantage because they are highly suspicious now.
Disadvantage?
Yep.
Oh. I'll probably end up having to use my last thing. Come on. Deception. Here we go. Not advantage, disadvantage. Come on.
The bad one. Technically, you can roll advantage. You just take the worst.
I'm gonna use my final. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use my final one.
Yeah, that's fair.
So 18.
At what point would you got guidance though?
That's true.
'Cause-
Then,
That's an excellent question.
Because you're not
14.
exactly going to cast something in front of them.
14.
How to
Then
prove your
14.
innocence? Cast guidance in front.
As
before
the
dying.
captain stares down at you.
As it's 9 o'clock, I'm gonna use my final. I'm gonna use my destiny token for the day. Because
Alright,
that
go
might use
for
it
it.
yet.
I know what happens.
My one destiny. Nope. I may well die here.
As the captain looks down at you,
That is
he takes
better.
a huge sniff of the air.
That's a 16 roll, isn't it?
What?
That's a
Unfortunately,
19.
it's not.
It's a 19.
No. No,
Uh,
it's 12. 12 or 14. Because I don't have guidance.
Oh no, but you've got the +8 deception.
Oh yeah, of course I do.
You've got a 19 from that.
This is true. Apologies.
Yeah.
Plus 7.
I don't know what the +8
Yeah,
is
'cause
from.
proficiency
I've got a
is,
plus
is
8.
4.
I've got a +8 for deception.
A plus mod. Oh, okay. That's how I read that.
Hmm.
Okay, so what is it, 19?
19, yeah.
Yes, it would be. A
Oh, well, that changed.
That
Takes a huge
That's what-
swift of the air.
For a second, he sniffs and is like, must be the wind.
No, it's like, that sounds
Smell.
good coffee.
And in Giant, the air reeks of conspiracy and stares you dead in the soul.
Wow.
And then just shrugs. You're not involved. Starts walking off.
I for a brief moment thought he was actually going to be after the Monstro Guild. It's like, they clearly did this. I briefly thought that you...
As Fate has successfully managed to not implicate themselves in a conspiracy.
Now that all the guards have left and they know me as the coffee guy, as just Josh the coffee guy, I'm just gonna wander around picking up the empty cups and also stealing shit.
The other 3 captains, I think, are still in the room.
Now to remember, you were only handing out coffee outside the tent. They wouldn't let you in the tent.
Well, that's fair.
And also, there's still 1 or 2 in there who won't let you in. They don't completely evacuate. They're still, mostly because the captains don't actually run out, only the guards do. It's interesting that only the one captain seems to actually be joining the patrol. The other 4 are still just staying inside.
As someone who has had some sort of experience like that, yeah, that seems about right. It's like, well, there's someone important in charge doing it. I'd have to deal with it.
But anyway, that is what we now know what people Q, Gwent, Lou, The Point, and Fade are doing. But before we switch back to Zormir to finish up there,
I don't think we know what Gwent's doing.
You don't know what Gwen's doing.
we're gonna come back to Gwent for the final decision.
Can I ask,
You're getting the finale.
Is there any like animals or cattle around?
Only in the northwest segment with Baron Barbecue.
Okay, what kind of animals are there?
Hydras.
Pyrohydras.
Is it just pyrohydras or anything?
Like
a normal
they got
kind
eggs.
of. So there's like no normal kind of like cattle or anything
There were
like that around.
sharks. There were the fire sharks as well.
Only lava shark eggs.
Love shark eggs.
No, they don't sell cattle in this port.
Okay.
Zormir is not for
Irish.
sale.
Hey.
Are there any like lizards like clinging to the walls or anything like that?
Oh, I
Of
know
course
what you're
you're
planning.
going to. No.
Okay.
Polymorph.
Yeah. Regardless of that,
Polymorph.
then, I'm just gonna turn. When he said to run to Alvina, he would have polymorphed himself into a lizard, which is a tiny beast, and just hide somewhere.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. You succeed. They are not looking for lizards right now.
They're looking for a goblin and a running elf.
Yeah.
Hey, Alvina, catch.
Gwen,
None.
as Alvina is nearly approaching you, what are you doing?
Just a question: would the guards be able to see Alvina pass Gwent something?
Yes, all eyes are currently on Alvina.
I can sleight of hand it if you want, but it's a very large book.
Oh, because I'm not sure I can carry it.
They're carrying it above their heads.
Well, you said
Like
it's
they're
a
carrying a table.
16 strength. Gwent has 13.
Like a very
Well,
heavy table.
Like, as a centaur, they do have like a equine build, so it does. My carrying capacity is larger, so I'm not sure if that offsets it.
That would offset it, yes.
Cool.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Put it on your back and
Mhm.
start running.
You can more easily carry the table.
Okay, then
Like a thick glass mahogany
And I
table.
leave Albina with the book.
I'm gonna run next to Alvina until we're slightly out of sight. So she passes me the book, and then I cast synchronicity on myself.
Nice.
Nice.
Interesting.
And then I'm going to hide.
Give me, both of you, a survival check as you attempt to use the natural crowds to your advantage to break line of sight.
Ooh, actually, can I just?
Do people count as a natural phenomenon, actually?
Well, for synchronicity,
Urban's an
people in the
environment,
way
sure.
doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, because then it's
I
basically
run full
I can.
speed through a dense crowd.
Yeah, it basically means that if it's a natural phenomenon, I can hide in it. So I can just use it to actually hide as if I was in like full cover.
But you can't see me. There's too many.
Because
people.
Wood Elf is like it pretty much is Wood Elf. That's what I'm asking if people count.
What is your favorite? I'm gonna say no, just because I don't think Helvina's terrain would be urban.
Nah, she'd be forest
Yeah.
and mountains.
So it doesn't make sense to the flavor of the ability.
Yeah, it's the what's it called? What's it named? Mask of the
Favorite terrain.
Wild. It's what? No, it's Mask of the Wild. She's not a ranger. It's as long as it's basically she counts light obscured as fine to hide with for most things, but I'm fine with that. But yeah, 16 survival.
Alright. Now, and Gwent's a little bit harder to like hide through the crowd, but they're also incredibly
Yeah.
fast. I feel like that offsets each other to be a positive. Gwent, what are you doing with synchronicity?
It just allows me to run through the crowd at full pelt without any kind of delays, and then I'm just gonna peel off as soon as the line of sight is broken and hide.
All right, give me your stealth check with advantage on. Finds a handy piece of cover. Go.
Oh, actually, that wasn't an advantage.
Yeah.
23.
Yay.
All right.
Alvina's also going to hide in a different location when she's split.
She's like, and
No, I've
you're
got
gonna
you.
run off with me saying, "You shit, you shit, you shit, you shit."
Blame fuck you. I'll tell you. Blame fuck you. I don't know why I'm doing this.
Somehow, even though they are carrying the equivalent like volume of a large mahogany glass table, they still manage to slip through the crowd at their centaur full speed
Of like 120.
and
not
hide
jacket.
for a 23 stealth. Beautiful, amazing. Alvina, also give me a stealth check if you were hiding in the crowd once you've broken line of sight. Gwen's just, not Gwen, Fuku's just gone. Fate's managed to convince them that they're not part of the conspiracy. And Lou and the Point were far enough away from the action that they wouldn't be implicated by proximity.
Can I have a fate roll that died for something? Alvina's gonna look for anywhere selling rocks. Specifically like stone things. There might be a shop selling like stone.
No, yeah, there's this very small, quaint little shop selling stone oddities.
Yep, I'm gonna try hiding there. Specifically because he gets advantage while hiding in stone. Because of the gargoyle.
Go ahead and give me that fate chai. Since this is a stone and iron place, I'll say if it's above 10, you find the place.
Come on.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that was for the stealth as well.
You find the very quaint little like discolored rock and like weird shaped rock. There's a rock that appears to be in the shape of some famous monarch celebrity.
Is there a dragon
Elvis.
statue?
Elvis.
Elvis!
There's a natural rock formation that seems to look like a dragon for if you squint at it in the right angle.
Yay. Yay! 20!
As the party have successfully, you're able to hide out long enough for the search to kind of calm down a little bit with your stealth checks, as the place is quite a decently sized, and they are looking for a very large, hard to hide book that Gwent has somehow managed to. And
Gwen's
as
hiding it as a table.
as the search continues on and washes past the party, we switch down for the third hour to Zormir.
Oh god, what the fuck you guys like?
As this is a little bit more populated here. I've not populated the things, but
Okay, the story
Zormir, you find yourself in the pocket of Arazag with the armor being brought to the teleportation pad on level 5 and teleported up to level 1. And
Okay.
here you see what appears to be a residential area with large amounts of compartments, and there's this large almost shrine like mechanism in the center with two large cogs on either side, and it appears to be some massive altar with cinder crystals to either side. You can see there are steps overlining the central pool here, leading off into 3 different passageways as you look across the lava pit hole. With 2 of the doors not particularly catching your interest, but as you're kind of peeking out of Arazag's coat, you do note the massive red dragon head made out of stone, painted red with cinder eyes, mounted on one of the doors.
Yep.
As well as the hustle and bustle of fire giants in disheveled uniform, this especially in this northeast segment, just going about their lives, and you can see they're kind of a bit more boisterous, shouting and cheerment echoing through the stone halls, as this is definitely giving off a more urban area vibe to it. As you continue on down into the area, and one of the fire giants comes out to meet you. And is speaking with the primal smith that was already there, arranging everything. As how much do you want to risk poking your head out to gather information as you come closer to the what appear to be off-duty fire giant guards?
Well, not the stealthiest of boys.
Are you risking a peek out, or are you just listening?
I'm gonna listen. I got pretty good perception.
This is not the time to stick your head out. That's later.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a perception check just to hear through over the rumble of urban life, and also to hear through the fabric separating you from it. It's a little bit muffled. You're not hearing as well as you could if you poked your head out. Obviously, a lot of it's getting diluted by the fabric itself, but you are hearing bits here and there. However, it also occurs to you that all of it is in giant.
That's why I wasn't too fussed about sticking my head out. I don't
But
speak giant yet.
with your passive insight, since you no longer get to see any of this, who knows what's happening out there for all of you? You just listen to the darkness. You sense casual conversation at first, but after 5 to 10 minutes, there's suddenly a sharpness. You've spent enough time with Eric, like you've started to learn, and also you're kind of feeling the vibrations of their body and their voice coming down, so it's much sharper than the rest. With your passive insight, you hear a sudden sharpness, a sudden high-pitched tension in Arzag's voice as he is talking, and the introduction of several new voices that you previously didn't hear. A lot of them, not as, some of them not as deep as the rest of the fire giants.
Mhm.
Something is happening around you where Arzag is suddenly now on, feeling tense and alert. Would you like to do anything to sneak a peek, or are you content to just listen?
Mhm.
You can also, Arzag has also kind of shifted their body, so you're struggling to hear any of the new voices, as Arzag seems to have deliberately shifted the part of the body that you're in away from the new arrivals.
Uh,
Oh, I know who it is.
these are the guys who are that I don't want to be caught by, so I'm just gonna try my best to keep on listening.
You
Or
do so. You are unable to make out or understand anything they say, as they are all speaking giant.
uh,
I can't remember the actual names. I'm just calling him that.
oh,
Uh, But how long are you willing to let time pass as I kind of speed up to the next important part?
should I do an insight to see if I think on Arzag to see if I think that he may be in trouble, or
Okay.
Go ahead and give me that insight check.
Yeah, vocal tones and that kind of stuff.
It'll gauge the tone of their
24.
voice.
Yeah.
Given the tension in their voice and the way they're positioning and piecing it all together, and the fact that you've had to deal with situations like this before, you don't. It's not so much fear you're hearing as it is anxiety and almost a little bit of annoyance in our attack. There's reverence, or at least the sort of tension in a voice. You hear they're not kind of slurring their words as much as they might when talking fast. They are being more articulate when addressing these new arrivals. And as you listen out, just hearing the tips of the new parties, there does seem to be three sets of voices with slightly different pitches in tones. One is somehow an even deeper than the regular fire giant's voice, who has only said one or two things, and it's hard to make out anything else beyond that, simply from the lack of speaking. But there are two other sets of voices, or at least two other groups of one or two people here. One of them is kind of got a more high-pitched whine to their voice, and is more is speaking in a much more sharper tone, and you can from Arzag talking is talking back and forth, almost interrogating Arzag, or maybe not so much interrogating him. You can feel Arzag kind of getting more and more annoyed as more questions come on, and even starts to shift you back as seemingly he has forgotten you are in his pocket, or at least is too distracted and getting heated. You can actually feel the heat emanating from him as he is almost having to defend himself against this, and your lifelong having to ever work with nobles or ever doing a commission for anything suddenly flashes back to your mind of he's dealing with someone who clearly doesn't understand what they're asking or doesn't understand the technology at hand and is making ridiculous requests. And then there's that third voice that just has that air of sliminess to it, where they seem to almost speak with a lusting lisp. Like they seem to slur their words ever so slightly, as if they're drinking the words in like wine. And Arzag occasionally redirects their voice to this third group, and rather than fiery annoyance or dislike or like frustration, you can hear the tone in their voice shift to a absolute and just cold satisfaction, disgust, and dislike with this party, where they are giving, rather than like the first group where they're trying to argue their point and trying to like almost explain to somebody what it is that matters. To the third group, they are just giving really sharp answers to just like whatever will shut the conversation down. and
Mhm.
is not expanding or explaining anything, switching back to trying to argue with that second group.
This is
We've got the boss, the noble that doesn't know what he's talking about, and the little shit.
it's Toady.
Yeah, the toad.
A good 10 to 20 minutes pass, and the conversation dies down after the first 10. And for the next 10, there is relative silence. You could hear the hustle and bustle of something happening in the background, something being prepared. As towards that 20-minute mark, you hear a very soft and pointed downward whisper in broken common from Arazag. Sorry about this. This might be a little bit harder to get you a viewpoint than I thought. The complications have arisen.
Since I've got since I'm fairly hidden, would like a light from me casting a spell actually show up? Because I could do message to say
Not if you fully cover yourself.
Yeah,
You need a little
staying
bit
full.
of room, but it's still space enough.
You're in a
I'm
bag
staying-
in a pocket, so I think you should be fine.
I'm staying in full cover, and I say you're dealing with the monarchy and other things. Don't worry about it.
Yes, apprentices. Yes, apprentices, Mia. Unfortunately, word has gotten out to the, we'll just call them ruling classes here. And it seems that our little prototype demonstration, even though I didn't wish to get to this stage for at least 3 more iterations, has drawn out not only the Lieutenant General, although I'll be honest, I don't think he quite believes in our claims. Which, to be fair, so I didn't want to show him. I wanted something that I knew would work before I showed it to him. He's just whispering down at this point because, yeah, I don't want to worry about the message. Limitation.
Message was more just so I could speak.
Hopefully this works. Really want to impress him. It'll give us more resources to, and to have Lieutenant General and a Titan nobility actually patron the cause would be fantastic. But no, more annoyingly, the enforcers are here and questioning our allocation of resources again. I've tried on wasteful tests and experiments. I've tried to tell them it's very efficient use of resources, but they don't understand. And more annoyingly, the ingot merchants seem to be laughing at the idea. Damn parasites. All they care about is selling the technology. They don't care about the craft. They're harping on it, but how many of these could we make per unit? How many could we get to ship back within the next quarter? Parasites, a lot of them would go throw themselves in a pit.
I know I like Derezak. He sounds really normal.
I'll try and keep a distance, but as the chief smith on this project, I know that all eyes will be on me. It'll be risky, but if I find a nice corner to thingy off, I can shuffle away from the merchants and use that my natural disdain for them to give me a natural excuse. I might be able to sneak you a peek as we're testing the armor. But yes, this is.
Can I use my
guys,
destiny
no
in this
plan.
test to give it advantage?
Making sure it works.
Yeah,
Sure.
I want to
No
twist
plan.
destiny to make sure it actually goes well.
Go ahead and roll me a fate check at advantage, and let's see if fate screws you over.
Yeah.
Double 20.
New plan. New plan. We're gonna work with this guy and bring down the merchant guild, right?
I'm kind of okay with that, actually.
I like this.
As we kind of monologue, not monologue, as we montage
Monologue.
through the demonstration.
Presentation.
Arazag manages true to their word, manages to peek you out just a little bit, by kind of twisting
Hell
their
yeah.
body to make sure you get cover. And
Positive.
as they kind of like give you the signal, kind of push up on their pocket for you to kind of pop your head out and get a look, you watch on. Unfortunately, their body is obscuring any of the other viewers to this experiment, so you aren't able to sneak a peek at the others in this position. You are able to see the stage that seems to have been naturally already built into this platform for some reason, as well as large amounts of crates and supplies underneath it. Of a fire giant currently wearing this shimmering silvery black metal armor. As the experiment begins in full, of them retracting and reforming the armor around their body at will. And then finally testing the incorporated fire jet boots that one of the other primal smiths was working on. As they begin to levitate, you can see they're like a newly born a deer. They are struggling to balance. As let's just imagine the fire giant equivalent of the initial Iron Man scenes, and you've pretty much got your gist.
The one's just like, oh, and Dummy just sprays him with fire extinguisher.
He also shoots off a firebolt that seems a little bit more powerful than a mundane arcane firebolt.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the experiment goes on, and other than some awkward mobility and some slight shifting in the armor, you can see some patches kind of forming here and there as they are hovering. It seems their concentration on the armor means that it requires a lot of mental taxation and concentration to maintain the armor's form while also engaging any of the fire-based equipment, so either the jet boots or the blaster gauntlet. That whenever they do it, they end up causing a large part of the armor to deform and evaporate, and then to reform when they do it. So when they're hovering, you can see a shifting patchwork of holes in the armor, kind of shifting around it. As there's definitely, while the armor's technology seems to be working fine, the technicalities of it and its interaction with the actual guard is causing untold number of
Faults.
imperfections,
Yeah.
as you can imagine.
It's definitely a phase 1 prototype.
But with that, you watch on as you see what you have ushered into the fire giants, a full fire giant guard hovering in iron core armor suit.
Mm-hmm.
As the future rolls out before them, the merchants look on lustfully. The enforcers wonder if how many resources went into this. The Lieutenant General watches in amazement, eyes glistening, thoughts running through their head that you are unaware of.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere out in the future, a legion of iron core men
Iron giants.
rain down upon their enemies, crushing any who may oppose them. Yes, it's truly a new age for the monarchy.
Yeah. It's a suit of armor around the giants.
As that is where we're going to end for today.
War
Ooh.
crime
War
achieved!
As tune in next time to find out, will the giants perfect their iron giant armor?
Yes.
Oh, the Iron Giant.
Will the monarchy rise up with a new legion of super equipped soldiers
Probably.
that
Probably, yeah.
can rain down destruction on anyone who opposes them? Will the party stop getting into trouble every hour
Nope.
Absolutely not.
and determine a
Really hope
plan
so.
to hijack and steal the supply ship, unbeknownst to them, while their ally is equipping the fire giants with superior equipment?
Don't worry, we've got this.
All of the above's gonna
If they're conquering the world, they're leaving their primal fire more exposed.
And also, Zormir designed the suit, and we know his suit. We've seen him wear it for every day for like however
He came
long.
with the
Alvin is.
concept for their suit. He didn't design this one.
Will Zormir ever discover what's with the stone fire giant dragon head And as you glance backwards, why is there just a cut piece of rope sitting on the platform?
Oh,
Oh god damn.
And who left that there?
Son of a bitch.
He's
Oh,
like,
God.
I guess suddenly
Splat.
looks and spots it and goes, no, he's not. He can fucking fly, probably.
Right. No metagaming. No metagaming this out.
No, I'm literally
Next
going
week.
like, it's. Oh no. Zombie's
Yeah,
gonna go, I bet that the party had something to do with that.
There you go. Piece
Imagine
of
if
rope
we had
flying
been
there.
roped into this heist.
We have been known to use rope for stupid
Good night.
purposes.
Just
Well,
examine
this has
the
been
top part.
episode 39, Steam-Fueled Hijinks. Tune in next time to find out, will the party ever steal this ship?
We will.
Who knows?
It arrives.
Can I say it wasn't steam-filled hijinks? It was nitro-boosted hijinks.
I mean,
That's
it was
episode.
kind of smoke-filled hijinks at the beginning, and then
Yeah, very briefly.
Yeah.
Smoke-fueled.
Yeah, but somebody
Uh.
put fuel in the fire.
But with that, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for playing. I hope you enjoyed it. And tune in next time as we return to the world of Alterra and the occasional other stream now that I've set up for solo streams. Go watch our Tuesday video where we watched the first third of The Littlest Kenku and reviewed that.
Yeah.
And maybe
cool.
something on the weekend. I have an idea for wanting to do a timeline map that might be a pretty cool art project to work on.
Nice.
I'd love to be there for any of my games that you review in future, Chris.
Well, I put it in the chat that I was doing it. Unfortunately, you just weren't available, and also it was spur of the moment, so I did it like literally as I was streaming.
Yeah, I was busy.
Next
tired,
week,
You
it's
get a
fine.
lot of viewers though.
But anyone who's available is always welcome to tune in. I now have enough power that I can actually host Discord on it as well, so we can have
Hell
guests
yeah.
we'll
pop in
get
and
you
out.
actually set up with proper OBS.
Yes, that is a go for next weekend. This weekend I'm doing some adjustments to camera, and I will eventually also invest in a mic for better audio.
Mm.
But there's some small adjustments I can make for the time being until I get paid again.
Yeah.
Yay.
Because inflation's a bitch. Thank you all for
Yes,
watching. Goodbye.
See ya!
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
I